Live from Los Angeles, it's a toy kind of mood Saturday night. What's happening, friends? What's going on? Man, I just put this green screen up 2 seconds ago. So here we go. I'm a little rusty. It's been a while. I don't have the tie, I don't have the dress shirt, but you're joining us anyway. It's a toy kind of mood at night on a Saturday night. Usually it's Friday, a little Friday SmackDown, a little Friday Rampage, and I had to do it Saturday. It was St. Patty's yesterday, man. I'm 25% Irish, and it wouldn't have been the same show if I did it yesterday. Let's just say that. And speaking of that, I just got back from dinner. I got a new green screen set up. Thank you, Fabster Live. Thank you, Fabster Live. He was my first guest on the show. He let me use his green screen so we could have this cool Hollywood studio setup, and I had to buy a new one. So, let's check in with the people first and we'll get right into it. Of course, we have a special guest in this episode for today. A punk with toys. Dude is a G.I. Joe YouTube rock star, and we'll bring him. He's sitting comfortably backstage. He's had a hell of a day, too. It's been a thing, and we've had a hell of a week in toys and a hell of a week in pop culture. So we got a lot to talk about. New format now. I don't know if we're gonna do Saturdays. I don't know if we can't do a toy kind of mood on Wednesday night, maybe I'll fill in and do a weekend and a Friday, Saturday. We like that flexibility there. But new format, instead of memes of the week, it's gonna be memes all throughout the show. They just fit what we're talking about. And of course, on this special episode, we're talking Wall Fart Scalper Conned 2023 in the spring. And I thought it would be great to have my boy Lawrence Punk with toys because he loves Joe, and that was a major factor, but he also loves toys. He's a punk with toys, all toys, not just Joe toys. So we had a lot to talk about. But let's check in with the friends. And thank you, Lawrence, for helping me. Literally, I opened the box 1 minute before we went live of the green screen, and we got it. It's a miraculous setup. But let's check in with the people. Chad Kinsler, let's effing go, man. How are you tonight, dude? Saturday night. Saturday night. It's just me here. No, it ain't just you. There's a couple other peeps and 3POA Savage Crew. Okay, cool. Nice. Good to look and all. David R checks in. Hi, all. What's up? What's up? What's up? Backstage. He's live with us. Punk with Toys. I don't even know if I said I was Travis Moody in case you're not watching. It was, like I said, a hectic time getting back into the swing of things with the new setup, but things seem to be good. My man B's Battlegrounds. If you missed it, the toy kind of mood last week. Actually, it was Welcome to the Terradrome. We did it back to back. That's why it was okay to take this past week off, because last week we did Wednesday and Thursday, and they were both banger episodes covering the Joe stream, and then they dug into some custom stuff. Hell of a show. Loved it. Loved having bees on, and yeah, and I'm sure we'll hear from Chad about, oh, where's my O-ring and all this stuff. Well, hey, I've been asking the same question. I got a Sky Striker myself. We talked about that on the last episode with Chad, episode 3, not too long ago. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Appreciate it. We got some peeps coming in, joining us late. Love to see it. Ray Murphy, what time is it over in Ireland? Hey, so what is St. Patty's Day like in Ireland? Is it really not that big of a deal? I bet it's like no one gives a shit, right? Like we think it's like just crazed, Ray? Tell us, Ray, in the comments. What is it like? Let us know. Danjamin, what's happening, man? Hi, all. Albatross. Oh, we got some custom folks in here. Albatross. Hello, 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 hello. All right. But, let's get into what we're going to talk about today. And that's going to be Walmart Collector Con, man. And like I said, memes are going to be throughout the show, and where dissatisfaction is a viable business strategy. Thankfully, in the end, I think we all got what we wanted, right? Sound off in the comments, in live stream comments of the show, if you didn't get what you wanted. I'm pretty sure we all did, right? Because it was like, wouldn't add to cart, wouldn't add to cart. And I got that little picture there of Pulse. Because yeah, man, let's take a look at it. Pulse did their thing. And I think their stuff sold out really fast, but at least we had that as an option, right? Let me know how your Walmart Collector Con went. Hasbro Pulse only sold their in-house brands, so GI Joe, Transformers, stuff like that. while Walmart picked up the Disney slack, if you know what I mean, plus the other brands of Mattel. We'll get into all that. We got a lot to cover here. It's been a hell of a week, and we missed you on Wednesday. All the boys were busy this week. Go check out the Misfit of the Island of Misfit Toy Collectors. He's killing it with his Joe News. And go check out Black Genghis on Instagram, man. He's just killing it. Got a lot of cool Joe release photos and stuff. But that's his meme right there, I believe. Black Genghis. Maybe he can come in here and confirm. Another thing is this week, I don't even have it in the slides, but did any of you see Shazam Fury of the Gods? I have a screening tomorrow at 10:30. A screening meaning just like they hooking me up with some tickets. I'm gonna do a little write-up, I think, and I think 4DX with the movable seats and all that shit. But let me know if you saw Shazam Fury of the Gods. Let's check in with my man overseas coming in from India. TJ Singh, what's happening, dude? Yeah, there was a lot of reveals, and I'm glad you got your you got what is it, 7 pre-orders on Range Vipers, man. I don't even think Punk with Toys did 7. I think most people I saw did 2, 3 Bens. Yeah, I guess with the gas mask, you could have a full Call of Duty here. Toy Bounty Hunter finally able to catch a scream. Dude, Boba Fett is life, man. Thanks for joining. Here we go. Here's the answer to my initial question. There's lots of local parades, plenty of pub drinking. Okay, so like every city in America? No, no, not the parades. That would be what just like Boston. Southie. I mean, Southie's all yuppies now, so I don't even know if they're doing any more of those Irish parades that you'd see in Mystic River. All right, what else is happening here? Matt checks in with how his St. Patty's Day went. I don't have any pictures, but man, I had a great time with the traveling nerd himself, Lance Paul. We had a nice Irish lunch at a pub, and here's Punk with Toys doesn't want to chime in on the show. He'd rather just text me. So he's saying Pulse was sold out in minutes, but then all the Walmart exclusives went back in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Shazam was May. All right, I'll let you guys know next week what I think about it. Gonna have to watch the other one tonight because I don't remember it that much. Do you? Um, all right, we'll get into some other stuff here. And yeah, let's go big screen for this one. I believe this was Preternia on the left. And of course, Chaz Guru, where are you at, my friend? Yeah, this was the story of Walmart Scalper Con. The bots were taken over. And I had a tough time adding Ronan. I'm kind of like waiting for clearance on Marvel Legends and Star Wars, but when it's like an exclusive and an event, yeah, a pre-order, they don't charge you right away. It's like, why not? You know what I mean? I mean, Jesse, he's a clone. We'll talk about that in a second, and we'll talk about Ronan with Punk with Toys. But I skipped, and we'll talk about that. I skipped Craven, man. I don't know. That face is pretty brutal, man. Not feeling it. All right, so Transformers. I'm I think I've said this a million times. I'm just doing 86, and now guess what? 86. This is the movie, but these are like what the retro repacks, and it's kind of got the. Yeah, I mean, they've always been kind of plastic free, the Transformers in a way, in this, and these look great. I mean, they look good. Just want to scoop back up here really quickly. Yeah, we had Thundercracker, Hound, Jazz, and yeah, okay, those are the ones, and we also had yeah, oh, Toxitron. There it is. There it is. There it is. Did you guys get any Transformers? I don't know, man. I thought Joe and Transformers fans were one and the same, but I'm starting to not see it. Maybe that, or we're just all saving money with inflation and everything, not doing too many Transformers. But yeah, there they are. In case you missed out or you still want them, I don't know if they're still up. Vlad, what's happening, dude? And right on cue, Chaz is here, the guru himself. Yeah, you know, every time I do the show, man, it's like a dedication to your memes. But we have another meme master in the house. He's a guest tonight. He's here with a Moody energy. It's gonna be Moody tonight. It's a Moody week, but I'm feeling good. I had a nice dinner, man. I had a nice dinner over in where the I don't even know what the hell it is. The lodge there. What the hell is it? Gentleman's Lodge. I mean, Sportsman's Lodge. Yeah, it was Studio City, and there's a bunch of restaurants there, and had some nice pasta, and I'm feeling pretty good. Oh shit! Look who it is. Surveillance port. What's happening, man? You made it. You made it. Oh no! I didn't even have this set up. Does that mean we got money? Is it 44 bucks or is that like $3.10 because it's from India? No, I'm just kidding. Dude, you didn't have to do that. Really. Thank you so much. And I got to work on Bumblebee with John Cena, and we're gonna talk about John Cena. But man, it would have been nice to work Rise of the Beast. I'm pretty sure they didn't shoot that in LA, but maybe some reshoots. But yeah, it looks good. Do you really want a Joe movie though? I mean, how about a Joe TV show? Like a Netflix show or a HBO? I don't know. I guess they can't do HBO. There's so many parameters there. Hasbro shouldn't sell the rights to their toys, but maybe sell the rights to the property for, because Paramount, I mean, they have Paramount Plus, but we all saw how Halo Combat Evolved, the Halo show turned out, but it looked cool. Maybe a Joe TV series on Paramount Plus, if we get the right writers, wouldn't be too bad. Murata Rubin's in here. Now it's official. Now we have a show. Moving on to the next thing. Look, Target, Haulathon. I'm not doing NECA stuff, so um, I mean, it's cool. I do have the Ronin TMNT. I showed it off in a prior episode, but blood splattered. I mean, you could do that at home. You buy a second one, and if you get skills like some of the guys we got, Genghis and Romo and Giles and all them, you could just do that at home. Um, but yeah, let's scoop back in the comments before I get too lost in the shuffle. I know Chris Diagnostic 80. He always says just ignore. After a while, you just have to ignore it, but I don't want to. And he's a sweetheart, man. He's a hell of a show. The Full Force is great. Wanted that Bumblebee for a minute. Oh, you mean from the movie? Yeah. Happy 20 years of reporting on the front lines, Eric. And he's talking to my man, Surveillance Port. Yeah, 20 years of reporting Joe. That's unbelievable. And yeah, a TV show, Joe's show makes way more sense than a movie. At this point, none of the movies have worked, right? And I like some of them. I think Retaliation's the best one. I actually really like Snake Eyes. I don't want to get, I mean, we could talk an hour about it, right? But everyone hated it. And it's just kind of like Batman versus Superman, where you walk out of the theater and you're like, that was amazing. And then you go on the internet and every tweet and Facebook is like, worse, they're ruining everything. And you're just like, I don't want to fight with all these people. I'm just going to agree. I'm just going to agree. Uh, Animated series, a new one. Yeah. I mean, everybody wants another Resolute, right? Or Renegades or something like that. So non woke. Good luck with that, man. But you know what? Joe's been woke. Joe's been woke since 83. You know what I mean? Or 81 or whatever. They've always had diverse characters and they're awesome. We love them. They didn't change anything. They've never had to change anything. And when they did change things or they added a secondary character like a doc, they made it cool. You know what I mean? They did it right. I've never had a problem with what they're doing with what some of these other, and we're talking like April O'Neil and Mermaid, and it goes on and on and on. You can have your own opinions about that. I'm not getting involved, but I think we don't have to worry about that with Joe. Joe is going to be fully represented because it's always been, right? What else we got going on? All right. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the next slide. So that was Haulathon from last week, I think, and this was this week. That Usagi Ojimbo black and white is dope. It is so cool. And if I ever saw one in Target, which I never will, I'd be tempted to flip it for money. But no. I don't know. It looks cool. Um, any opinions on this stuff, guys? I know you're here for Joe and Hasbro, right? McFarlane. But I don't know. I don't have any say in this haulathon. It seemed very steered towards NECA, which is cool. It's that pocket. I know there's other people who love this shit, like Bobby. Bobby, our other host. What else is happening here with the fans? Oh, here he is. My guest from the last show. That's why we got canceled, bro. You came on here with all the negativity of 112. No, I'm just kidding. I just went through some stuff, needed some time. But the boys have killed it every week, right? I mean, KJ, Ryan, now Tony's on all the shows. Bobby. I love my team, man. I love having a team. I love being on a YouTube channel where we have a team. It's great. And if shit goes down in your life, you got friends to back you up. And I got the best friends, man. And I can't thank you guys enough for keep in touch with us every week. It really it tingles my heart. All right, what else we got going on here? Oh yeah, another funny meme. So Marvel and Star Wars collectors, when they see how many access, I mean, it's true, right? Look, I mean, I honestly, how many of you thought that Walmart, because it's Walmart, it's a convention and it's exclusive, that these bad boys, and they're boys, are going to be 27.99, 35.99, 29, like we got 24.99. They each got 2 rifles. They each got, like we're starting to see, so okay, that's Torpedo on the left, but you get what I'm saying. Like Big Ben is fully equipped, fully packed, the Range Viper. They could have made it a premium price. They did not. They did not. We've bitched about Hasbro forever, but for this day and time, 24.99, getting some badass shit from GI Joe, man, and that's why I got Punk with Toys on. Oh, this is funny. Where's Figure God? Is he in the house? This was hilarious, man. Hi, a-hole. Thank you for making Hasbro Pulse your go-to destination. Blah 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 blah. We know you've been dealing with our bull, and you hate Tiger Force. Yeah, dude hates. I love this. This guy's. I love Figure God, man. He's such a good guy. He's always promoting our show and always about it. Definitely need to see more memes, but you're not getting no flag points. That was a good one. Loved it, loved it. Shout out to those meme gods. Um, just some releases last week. Speaking of lacking accessories, but yeah, we got the Squadron Supreme, and we got a chieftain and a warrior, Tuscan Raider. Tuscan Warrior, Tuscan Chieftain. One's TVC, of course. One is Black Series. Just some stuff from last week. We did have a toy kind of mood, so I'm just bringing everything up. If you guys want to talk about it, make a comment. If you don't, we will move the F on. And yeah, there's the Squadron Supreme. If you want to get a better look at it, here it is. Hyperion. I'm a big fan of this. I think it's Steve Englehart. I'm probably saying that way wrong. I haven't read the comic in so long, but Doctor Fate, this was a fun team. And yeah, it's kind of like the Injustice Society or whatever, like kind of Grant Morrison's run, his famed Justice League run. And yeah, they go back and forth and steal ideas. But this was just such a great story, really fun. And then you kind of saw all this later with the boys and whatnot. So yeah, just a lot of fun. And Powers, the kind of comics like that, kind of taken off, but especially the boys. Yeah, Hyperion. Yeah, why not? All right, moving on. Okay, so you want to talk about no accessories? I mean, you don't even have to show the rest of the box. There's been a lot said about all these already. I didn't get any. And why are they on retro cards when they're mostly new figures? I mean, Electra Daredevil's amazing, and it's on a retro card. This should have been a bath. You've heard that a million times. Um, do love some of the looks here, but had to pass. This is a clearance wave. That Miles, we joked about that on previous shows, but yeah, these released for pre-order. It's kind of weird because shout out to Dan Yoon, cool dude, Marvel Legends, does a PR there, head of marketing. He was like, "We have a pre-order tomorrow," and it was like 7 figures, which I guess is cool. But he was like, "We're gonna take it easy on you guys so you can save money," and it's like 7 figures drop for $25. That's not really taking it easy, guy. It's like $250. But I had to pass. But yeah, eventually I'm gonna want Spider Woman, all that. They look good, but they don't have enough accessories for $25.99. So $17.99, maybe we'll see. I'm not gonna get them all. I don't need to because they're not a Build-A-Figure. That was a big mistake. All right, let's check in with the comments. I'm going too fast here. Oh, all right. More Madsen, because you asked for it. Michael Madsen. The extended Michael Madsen. The extended action cut retaliation is better. Okay. Because yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. It's one of those things like the first movie suck so bad, Rise of Cobra, that you're just like, you're gonna go in and hate it. Kind of like all the DC movies. That's what I'm saying with Shazam. It's already like the critics gave it bad reviews and all the fans liked it. There's a problem there. People are going in with it not liking it. That's why I'm asking you guys. Did you see Shazam? Someone said May. David R or something. David Speck, black and white. Hugh does collect NECA. You saw him twice and skipped. Doesn't it flip? At least make some money on it? No? I don't know. I don't read enough of that TMNT series to know. The Dreadman is fun. I didn't have the cash. I'm waiting in Neca store to put them up. Okay, gotcha. He's backstage. I always start a toy kind of mood at night, kind of setting the tone. And we are going to talk when we get fully into Walmart, Collectricon, and McFarlane, GI Joes, and everything. We got a ton with Punk with Toys. Trust me, I know ratings would be so much higher right now if Lawrence was here, but due to production backstage, they're like, he ain't going out yet. He's not. We couldn't cut that deal. He just doesn't have enough money. Oh no, dude, how are we gonna make any money when you leave comments like that? Not gonna get monetized. All right, yo, the day that Hasbro starts undercutting in-house brands, that's the day we get shifty in Pawtucket. Hey man, I grew up 20 minutes from Pawtucket. Don't get my ass down there, man. David Allen, my friend, hello. I see that you're. I want to give you a shout out. You interviewed Ben Conway from the Robo Skull, man, and I'll just pull a. Oh, I almost fell on my seat. And if you're getting a Robo Skull and you can find this, how do you not buy this Red Skull, dude? How is he not like a general of your Robo Skull? Even if he's not a pilot, you gotta get this, right? What if he joined Skeletron? Oh, there you go. All right. Just want to throw out there. I'll show some more toys later on. All right. More goodies. I actually bought this one. How could I not? I love the tatted skull. All the clones are dope, man. Why is it got to be a Walmart exclusive? Because they asked for it and they're Walmart and they're billionaires. But it's a good one. It doesn't really have to even. I mean, it comes with a couple pistols and that nice helmet. But I'm for 20. I think it was 20. Was it 27? It was 27, maybe. I don't know. Either way, it's an exclusive. You buy it and then you pray there's more for sale. All right. What is going on? They're going to call me a shill. I think all I've done is badmouth Hasbro up to this point. I'm waiting for the real shill himself to join me, Punk with Toys, and then we could shill the out. Yeah, man. What do you mean I'm not a shill? I'll shill forever. I'm like the least shill dude in a toy kind of mood. Actually, Tony is because he only buys Joe's, so he badmouths everything else. Must be nice. Yeah, that's true. Good point. You are the biggest Gridiron shill though. Like you sleep outside of the Gridiron Studios. I saw you, man. I saw you like rest up some pillows and blankets. And oh, hey, here he is. Greg Dugas, Lego Legend. What's happening? Happy Saturday. Yeah, it's a Saturday night and you guys are joining us. I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling really good about that. Feeling good. Yeah, about the Marvel clearance wave. Yeah, agreed. Electra Daredevil's the winner, right? The winner. It's gonna be a great figure for $12.99. All right. You know what? Since I won't put him on air, let's read one of his comments. I don't even. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a pop culture next. So this is it for toys. No more toys. People bitches on plastic packaging inbox to collectors when they're a retro kind of like. Yeah, I know, I get it, but it's like I think they wanted the bath, man. But let's just talk about that now, so we don't have to talk about it later. Good point, Michael Madsen. Oh man, you guys are funny, man. What else you got? Big shill. Here we go. We all shill. What's up, Jeremy? What's going on, man? He runs a classified community and he's here. All right, we'll move on to some pop culture real quick and we'll bring in our friend in 1 second. And yeah. All right. The Last of Us and The Mandalorian. They both have the same plot. They both have the same main actor, and they're the two best shows on TV. But I got to admit, episode 3 of The Mandalorian, I fell asleep. It started off as one of the best Star Wars shows ever. I mean, come on. Bo-Katan, Din Djarin, just kicking ass. It was Star Wars. It was a war amongst the stars in space. Whenever we get space battles in Star Wars, that lives up to the name. And it was awesome. And then we hit the ground and we see Paz Vizsla and a bunch of Mandos. And then it was a doctor. Oh, I mean, man, some weird cloning doctor. As my friend Sean Farrell put it, it was a backdooring another pilot for another series. That's what it seemed like. And but yeah, there was a good. I think it's Katie O'Brien did a good job. And I think people want her as Abby in The Last of Us season 2, and they were doing side screen. So that's really cool. That was a good audition for Abby. I'll tell you that. But The Last of Us. I don't know about you, but I cried after almost every episode, after every end. I am a soft man. But not in the way you'd think. But no. It was the great thing about The Last of Us is it wasn't afraid to be what it is. It's a video game, and one of the co-showrunners, the director and whatnot, the writer, he also created the game. So they just kind of, and the producer, showrunner of Chernobyl, which deals with a lot of the same trauma, not the same exact trauma, but same level of trauma. Together as a dream team, and they just some of these scenes were verbatim dialogue from the game. Dialogue, like they didn't weren't what like Watchmen. Zack Snyder got no credit for that. He changed the ending and made it better. You're not going to put a giant octopus in a modern take of an 80s Watchmen. I thought he changed the Alan Moore's ending it for the better and got bashed for it because he did a sucker punch and all these other things, right? 300 was dope though. But anyway, and when they changed things from the game, they improved it. Even I was listening to video game podcasts this week, like on an IGN, and they're like, then if they ever do like another Last of Us, it's going to be influenced from the show. That's that good. So, and yeah, Romo, dude, you nailed it. Back on Mando. Yeah, the Dr. Pershing stuff. I fell asleep, but to give it, I mean, I did watch it 1 a.m. I think I had a couple of drinks. Oh yeah, it was St. Patty's. Whatever, but still, and then at least it bookended. It ended on a nice note, Mandalorian style. So really cool. Um, Yeah, boring as fuck. But Marauder, the beginning with Bo-Katan, the Mando stuff is tremendous. But yeah, the Doctor stuff is bad. Thank you. Looking sharp. Hey, I threw this jacket on. I threw the green screen on ask Lawrence when he comes on within seconds of recording. I'm just glad to be here at this point. Um Hey, the framing looked good. I thought the framing was tight. Shout out to David Speck. He got a credit in The Mandalorian. Bravo. 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 I don't know if you can clap at home, clap emojis, but my man David Speck, personal friend, a real life friend. Not a virtual friend, a real life friend. He does camera work and film and TV, and he did work on The Mandalorian. And what do you know? He always reminds me to do this. Thank you, Zazel. I always forget, and you always remind me. Thank you, man. And go check out his channel. Sergeant Slaughterhouse. There's some funny stuff there with I mean, there was a AWA Yokozuna. We're gonna talk about wrestling for a little bit, but Yokozuna versus Slaughter. I didn't even know that happened. And it was AWA. It's pretty dope, pretty dope, pretty dope, pretty dope. Okay, I'm biased from Mando and the Mando. Absolutely. Who isn't, right? And hey, thanks for checking in, Eric. Really appreciate it. We wanted to have him on as a guest on the last show along with Bees, or at least on one of the other days, but we'll have to get Eric on, man. He's done a lot of YouTube in the past, and he is a great source of G.I. Joe information. So go follow Surveillance Port on Instagram. It did end awesomely. Cool. All right, we'll move on from that, guys. I love talking pop culture with you, but Wu-Tang. We've had a lot of Wu-Tang references last week, and man, this show is awesome. And now they're naming it's kind of like Luke Cage. Remember, every song was named after a Gangstar track. Now Wu-Tang, they're starting to like, this episode's Liquid Swords. Next week is Shadowboxing. The week before that was Criminology. And man, this is dope. When it first started, none of the dudes looked like the dudes from Wu. I mean, the RZA looks nothing like the actor, right? But they grew into the role. If you grew up in the 90s, hip hop, Wu-Tang, this is it, man. You got to watch it now. It is wild, and in the way they shoot it, it's brilliant. It is brilliant. It's not just a hip hop biopic. They really go deep into it. Criminology was a 90s crime movie in itself for the 1 hour on Hulu. Really cool. And then this last episode was showing like RZA's brother, Divine Diggs, kind of just dealing with all the different egos in the Wu Mansion. It's a funny episode. The music is so, I mean, I couldn't stop listening to Wu for 2 days after watching the episode, but yeah, you got to get back on it, man. Even if you like rock and roll, dude, like watch it. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is for the children. Wu-Tang's for everybody. Wu-Tang is forever. But that's all I'll say. If you have any comments about Wu, um, let me know. It's a dope show. It really is good. And they're only doing 3 seasons. So, and you can binge it just like that. All right, moving on. All right, when I've had any spare time, which is very little, I played a little WWE 2K23. Shout out to 2K Games. Hooked your boy up with a review code, and I haven't even had time to do the review, but I promise I but yeah, man, it's fun. The one thing I worry about every year is them deleting my shit, my save data, like going down the drain. But yeah, if you any of you guys playing 2K and WrestleMania's in 2 weeks. And moving on to the next thing is okay, so this is why I tied this in. I'm gonna go full screen. What is that, guys? Can you see it? You can't see it, but it's an action figure skin in a video game, and it is freaky as hell. It is freaky as hell, guys. Like, ah, I mean, we got toys in our video games, but I don't know. It's got some good articulation. Where's Mark Weber to comment on that brutal ab crunch? Actually, the ab crunch looks like one of his abs. It doesn't look like, you can see the little slice there, but I think they did a good job with that ab crunch. Mark would be happy about that. But if you can see it, it is John Cena action figure skin. I think you got to go to my faction. I just thought it was hilarious, guys. I thought it was freaking funny as hell to see a toy skin in a video game. The toy world is breaking new ground. Um, really quickly, this was also Walmart Collector Con. Of course, your boy got all three. That Eddie Guerrero, Latino, he Latino, lie. We cheat. We still, dude. Look at the face sculpts on Eddie, man. Eddie, that is, yeah, it's got the brutal ass crunch, as I just mentioned. Horrible. Those traps are accurate. They're accurate. I looked it up and I was like, okay, they maybe were not that big, but they were like a half inch smaller. I mean, he had some traps then. He was yoked. He had some lats too. But man, that Ray looks really plain, right? I'm gonna show you the next screen, but that edge, that with the purple camo, this is the Attitude Era. Not Attitude Era, sorry. The Ruthless Aggression Era is what they're doing here with the Walmart. These are Walmart exclusives, Walmart Con. I don't know if they're still available. Yeah, look, the one who's leaving the most comments is the guy just sitting backstage. I should just had him on the whole show, but then we'd be doing like 6 hours, right, Lawrence? That's why you're backstage, because then you just take over. You can take over when we talk GI Joe. I don't mind. I'll take a break. But man, these are tremendous. And now here's the rest of Ray. There it is. That's why it looks so plain. Look at the entrance gear. Now, it doesn't match that. I'm just telling you that Ray Mysterio Jr., because his son is Dominic, Ray Mysterio Jr. he was the first inductee into the Hall of Fame, and I believe there's it says like Stacy Keebler, Great Muda, if you remember any of the other names. But yeah, Ray Mysterio, that figure with the entrance gear, and I know that AEW Jazzwares also did entrance gear like that for Ray Phoenix and Penta El Cerro Miedo. So yeah, man, I am super pumped for these Supreme Elites and that entrance. I mean, I was teased this at Mattel Toy Fair, but I couldn't tell anybody. So see, I can keep a secret. And because I'm doing stuff with WWE at Mattel Toy Fair, and I'll be back there in April, and you guys won't know shit. But yeah, Eric, figure of the year, which one, Ray or Eddie? I want to go back to Eddie real quick because I said that was like a figure of the year, but man, that Ray with the entrance, this is like the best wave of ultimates. I mean, their ultimate waves, I mean, are pretty good. And actually, guys, I got a little something I want to show you. All right, see if I can go on me. Look at that. It's the Chase, baby. It is the Chase Racer Ramon. Let me tell you something. You talk to the back guy, huh? But look, I know that was more like Al Pacino Scarface, whatever. But something happened to this goal. Something happened to you. But Razor Ramon, aka Scott Hall. But look, that is the chase. And what else we got going on now? Actually, sorry, this is like, I hope I don't knock my new green screen down. Here's the reg. Beautiful figure, right? I mean, pretty cool. First time they did an ultimate Razor Ramon. Actually, I could do this, make life easier, but yeah, it's really cool. And shout out to Amazon for getting me these so early. And what else we got? Not like they did that on purpose. It just happened to live in SoCal, so I guess they got them. We got them first. But look at that. You got the soccer mom hair, but then look at the phenomenal forearm hair. That is, you guys, like, you love your figures, right? But look at the hair texture on that, AJ. And of course, that's from the phenomenal forearm on the back. AJ Styles, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and one of my faves. And I couldn't be happier with that wave, man. And Eric meant Ray, but man, Ray and Eddie, they're just insane. And yeah, Razor was cool to me. Yeah, man. R.I.P. Scott Hall. All right. What else we got going on here? I'm gonna lose you guys with the wrestling and pop culture. Hold on. It was Stone Cold 316 day. Give me a hell yeah. So this Wrecking Slam monster truck. I only know how to say that because I presented it like 65,000 times at Mattel Toy Fair, but not this one, guys. This one is Stone Cold. We joked about it, and I actually heard an exec tell somebody, like, hey, we got to get that Stone Cold. I heard this first. I didn't know it was going to be Walmart, and I didn't know it was going to be Walmart Collector Con. And that's pretty cool because the other one was this one. This is the one I was presenting and playing with, and it actually featured Brock Lesnar or Roman. So I don't even know, and it's okay for me to show this because somebody else leaked it before me. So don't blame me, Mattel. Don't fire me. Wrestling Figure News did it. But yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. Why? This. You could just, and when I did that, the whole thing fell apart in front of all these business people. They were just tripping hard. But I think it's gonna be a hit, especially the with kids. I think in stores this will sell better. I don't think, like, when you think Walmart Collector Con, guys, you think the hardcore collectors like us. So like our ultimates and our classifieds and whatnot. But like this kind of stuff's for kids. And that's the stuff that, like, hey, like, yeah, all right, son. I like Stone Cold. It's pretty. I think in stores it'll do pretty good, unless there's like 9,000 of them. But if it's an exclusive, they should do pretty good on the peg, on the shelves, if you will. If you will. All right. All right. Last wrestling news. WWE Mattel announced a new Ruthless Aggression Brock Lesnar. And that's right, baby. That's the next wave coming out, or at least announced. And we'll probably see it at WrestleMania Access. 2 weeks, guys, till WrestleMania. And I cannot wait. I'm not going to WrestleMania as far as I know, but I'm going to a bunch of like New Japan and Tokyo Joshi Pro and WrestleCon Super Show. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, what else we got going on here? All right, one more thing. Sticking with the video games, Mortal Kombat. This figure is beautiful, guys. I just had to show it. Storm Collectibles did. Oh yeah, and yeah, Lesnar's Road Pig. That's what Tony did. The fuck was that thing? Oh, I swore I didn't mean to. Shit, see what you did to me, Chad. TF, that was that thing. You mean the? Do you mean this? You mean that? There's a lot of things on the screen. That okay, cool. All right, but anyway, I thought this. Look how cool that is. Is that a real effect, or are they just messing with us? That would be new toy technology if I've ever seen it. But I don't know. It looks cool. I mean, I can't even figure out how that's even an accessory. But Nightwolf's cool if you played Mortal Kombat, especially 11. All right, what else we got going on? Okay, and the last bit of news before we bring Punk with Toys out, promise, is Mezco. Remember that promise they made us about 1989, Mike Keaton, Batman? That ain't never happened. their customer service has got to go, guys. I know they're a small company, family business, whatever it is, but man, they don't respond to emails. They took their phone off the hook because they started charging people for Batman 89 a month ago and still haven't shipped it. What is going on with this shit? Look at this. On the left, I got that screen grab from Paternia. Shout out to him. And yeah, man, Mezco is just too much. Nightwolf's insane. I want the WWE Ultimates. Mae Young with her hand child. Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, we didn't get anything shipped. What I don't know. It's a travesty. And then it went in stock. So I bought one thinking and then it said my pre-order wasn't working when I had plenty of dough on the card. It didn't work. So I bought another one. Then I had to call my bank to cancel one because if everybody was able to get one, it ain't worth a thing. I don't want to. So, all right, let's just bring him on, guys. He's here to talk Batman. He's here to talk shows. He's here to talk everything. He's probably half asleep. Yeah.
Dude, I've been half asleep for quite some time today. It's been a long day for me, so.
Punk with Toys! Lawrence, thanks for joining us on a Toy Kind of Mood Saturday Night Live. And man, you've had a hell of a day, and it means the world to me that you still made it. You didn't cancel, and you are here. Thank you, man. Let's rock and roll tonight. Let's do it.
Oh, no problem. Like I said, I need to get. Well, I guess I've been out of the house all day, but
Dude,
it was sitting there in a hospital from 10:30 till 7:30, 8 o'clock. 7:30, I think I left. Finally got food for my kids and everything. So
right.
But I'm all good. Just like his mother.
And thank you for waiting backstage, and thank you for the fans for waiting. But we had a lot of toy news in last week. We didn't have an episode of a Toy Kind of Mood. We just had to cover it. And this show is a little different. But it's a lot more. We talked a lot more toy news on this show than we normally do. It uses like some pop culture, and then I bring a guest on. But I kind of had to do 2 episodes at once this week. I hope you guys understand. But we got the Punk here. We're gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna get right into because you had some fun with this shit, and I mean, just go ahead. I'll let you get into it. Go ahead, man. Take me through what you see here.
He looks like Ray Liotta. I don't see Michael Keaton at all in that. Someone said he looks like
Val Kilmer and Ray Liotta's love child or something like that. So.
But Michael Keaton, not at all.
Just for you, Chad, we're just going to talk McFarlane toys. There will be no G.I. Joe, either O-ring, retro, or what we deem classified. It is not happening tonight because of you. Kidding. Very obviously, stay tuned. Lots of Joe talk. I'm going to do Joe talk first. I'm not letting you guys go to bed early on a Saturday night. You guys got to stay up with us.
I heard Chad actually compliment Classified not too long ago. Something really nice about how they're killing it with their animals and stuff. So
they're killing their animals. I thought they were not part of that kind of a.
They're killing it with the animals.
I know what you mean. I'm just talking. Look at that. McFarlane kills it. So you don't like 6-inch, but you like 7-inch. Well, then again, you have a lot in common with some people I know.
Chad hates Batman 89.
No, that's you that hates Batman 89, right? Oh, is it?
Chad hates Batman 89.
Oh, he hates the movie.
Oh, he went off on a rant on one of his shows about it. It's pretty funny. I disagree with it, but
I love that thread they had, Romo and Chad. I won't call him Chode. That's so nice. That's like Chode. That's like a Baff, Marvel Legends Baff. Val Kilmer is the best Batman, said by only David Allen, but that's cool. All right. What else? All right. So here's the home run, right? I mean, did you pre-order this? Did you get it?
No. I mean, I'm not going to spend $60 on that because I don't really care for McFarlane stuff. Mm-hmm. It looks decent. I actually think it looked better in his hand than these pictures, but some people are out there comparing this to, what would have been the Engine of Vengeance, which I do agree it's probably overpriced, but I wasn't gonna buy it, so I don't really care. But anyone that's held a Hasbro figure compared to a McFarlane figure knows the difference in the quality. It's night and day.
Yeah.
And we've seen the quality. And then when McFarlane started like running it around on the table, you could just hear the plastic wheels making that awful, awful noise like the vamp. So, but I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it looked better when he was holding it on the video than any of these pictures that I've seen.
Well, that's great to hear. I gotta watch the video then. I didn't do my homework.
He does like a 2-minute video when he showed it off, but then he didn't even put it in there because he's like, you got to kind of wedge him in there, and
the quality's not close. But if you want to, I got it because I got Mezco 1989 Batman. Maybe I got 2 of them. So I don't even know what Mezco's going to do about that. But when you get Mezco 89 Batman, this is a good complimentary piece for 50. It was actually $50 on some websites, and then Target had it for $670 or something. It was like $20 more in Target.
It was like 60 everywhere, I think.
No, I got mine for maybe. But in Target had for 80. There was something weird with Target where it was like a different price, which
I couldn't find it on Target.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I thought it could have been a mistake, but I did. Yeah, I got it. You could always cancel if I don't want it in the end, if I can't find room for it. But I mean, it should, from what I gather, it should scale well because their vehicles, from what I know, scale with 112 better than they do with.
I think if you put Batman in front of it, it's not going to look bad. But I mean, the picture with Batman there looking at us in it, it looks like a Meagle figure sitting in it looking at me. It looks like that Meagle that we all had as kids.
That's awesome. Here we go. There's I like it. I think it's cool. It's affordable. I think that was just the key.
It's affordable. It looks good, but again, when you grab that, and when someone has that, and they compare it to, like, let's say the HasLab Hiss, you're gonna see the difference. I believe. I guess I can't say for sure. I think you're gonna see the difference in a $300 piece compared to a $60 piece, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how it is. That's why I don't think you can compare the two like some people are trying to do.
I think this was a joke. And then stating the obvious there. And then there's some box shots of so we got the Bat Wing. It was a gold label. I think that was like $250. I just no, that's a no for me, dog. But I think it's fine.
It is huge. That thing is.
He's looking at you again.
It is just under 3 feet wide and just over 2 feet long. I mean, it's gigantic. Just that's. And I don't even think it comes with a figure either. His $20 figures that he repaints every 20 minutes.
It says.
But if you like it, I mean, but I don't. Again, I can go back to the whole point of people don't realize how big these vehicles are. That they kill space. They kill space.
Right, space killer. And I figured $50 a Batmobile or $60, whatever it was. I figured I didn't think that was a risk, especially a pre-order that you can cancel. But
no, I don't think so either.
Yeah, this is too much. And then we got the Hiss Tank coming. We got the Sky Striker now. We got the Robo Skull coming. If you
I got that
funded that, and you did. Okay, great.
That I hear is huge. Everyone that's seen it in person said it's so much bigger than you realize.
Yeah, and are you gonna get one of these? Yeah, I got the other Red Skull too. I think Red Skull with the Robo Skull is gonna be a lot of fun, just to like kind of Elseworlds kind of thing. But I don't know if you can find one on clearance.
I ordered the camouflaged 6-inch figure to go with it.
Oh, was it a Jungle Trooper? Yeah, I got a wolf, a jungle. I think I got all the 112 figures. With it. I didn't get any. Oh, and I think I got one of the O-ring just because I got the Sky Striker, but I think I might.
I didn't really care for the O-ring.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, You know that those are our friends over at Call Sign Longbow, but that's fine.
Well,
All right.
no, I got those. I didn't care for how the O-ring figure looked.
Oh, okay.
Is
I
what I'm
got you.
saying. I ordered
I got.
longbow. I ordered longbow and
Oh, you did.
yeah, longbow and Operation Recall.
Our very first stream on StreamYard using this was with Call Sign Longbow, and we had I believe Chad was on that. Chad and Toy Connections. That was a fun time. I think maybe Ryan was on that too. I'm not sure, but that was a fun freaking show. All right, so there's Batfleck. Did you hear what he said in the news? He went out and started. Was like with Esquire or something. He spoke out about it, and he was like, they were like, "Hey, if they want you to direct a Batman, will you?" He's like, "I'm good." He's like, and then he's like, Snyder wanted me to shoot this Flash stuff in his backyard, and he's like, "I think we got unions. I don't think that's allowed." But then he was able to reach a deal. He's like, Snyder wanted Ben to go to his house and shoot this stuff in the backyard or something. You know, he must obviously have a big backyard, but they ended up getting it, and he was happy he did it. And one thing is, Ben said, people confuse me for being the grumpy guy with this, but he says, you know, we went through a lot of, they went through a lot of stuff with Justice League, with obviously Zach losing the producer wife as well, losing a daughter is tragedy, and then Joss Whedon came over, and then he kind of treated everybody like shit, and then
You know
but
what? Listen, all I know about, I'm gonna say this about the whole Joss Whedon thing. You never heard a damn peep until Cyborg started complaining about it, and everything that I heard about Joss Whedon was that he just sounds like an a-hole boss. We all have him. Oh, he yelled at me. Is Chad still around? I wonder how often the military gets yelled at. You know, I didn't hear anything awful about Whedon until Cyborg started complaining about it.
and then
Hey,
his
maybe
ass
I'm
got
wrong,
canceled.
but to me, everything that I heard is he just kind of sounds like an asshole you have to work for. Oh well,
Yeah,
we all get them.
right. And then just to piggyback on that, it was the Hollywood Reporter, and I've read just the snippets, and then he did say, let's get us both back here. He did say that he was happy about the Snyder cut because he's like, that's my highest ranked movie I've ever done. Ben did, you know what I mean? It's like, well, on IMDb, which I'm surprised it didn't get, review bomb. I guess it's got a high score because I mean Ben Affleck in the last 10 years has some gems, right? So
Yeah,
early in his career, he's action guy, other than like Good Will Hunting here and there, some crazy movie, Armageddon, Pearl Harbor, stuff like that. But I mean, to say this was his highest rated and he was really proud of it was pretty great.
he's a better actor than what people give him credit for. But I think one of the things that holds him back is that who his best friend is, who's gone on to be very successful doing action with Bourne, and doing serious movies, and then kind of getting typecast into a few. I mean, he did what? Didn't he do Gigi or Geely or whatever the hell that movie was? Like the worst.
Jiggly, that was that. Oh, with his ex and now current wife again, or current girlfriend, or whatever. He's back with J Lo, isn't he? So
Yeah. He fucked
yeah,
things up with Jennifer Gardner, which, I mean, he's kind of like that twerp from the Transformers. Like in the movie, he kind of keeps getting supermodel girlfriends.
Shia LaBeouf
Yeah,
character, yeah.
but Ben Affleck actually gets that in real life, and he just goes and gets other Jennifers, so he never has to screw their name up in bed. So
yeah,
good for
exactly.
him.
Oh, Jennifer, I meant the other one, but never mind. Your name is $100 Mattel Batmobile with the remote control is way better than this McFarlane Batmobile, but it's $100. The other one's 50, $60. So this reminds me of DC Direct one
Cool
Batman. Yeah.
guy.
Cool
Sorry,
guy.
I love that. I love the picture there.
Oh, dude, that was the one. What's the name of that show again? One of my favorite shows ever. I can't even remember.
I don't know, but you know who he's supposed to be, right?
Help me out here.
It's
Lenny
John
Dykstra.
Rocker.
Oh, John Rocker. I remember him. Yeah. He was on the Braves and Rockies, right?
So here's a funny story about that. My ex, her brother played professional baseball, and he played with John Rocker. And a couple years ago, we were all sitting around talking, and he watched it, Eastbound and Out, right? Eastbound and Down. So we started
Eastbound
talking
and
about it.
down.
We started talking about it, and I go, you know who that's supposed to be, right? And he kind of looked at me, he's like, no. I go, it's supposed to be John Rocker. And like you could see the wheels like hitting him. He's like, holy shit. And he started going off on all these different things. Like, he's like, you want to know shit? Like, he was telling me all kinds of stuff that John used to do that, like, you never even heard of.
He was a controversial guy. Yeah.
What? Yeah, he was an asshole. But he wanted to be an asshole. He wasn't like, didn't realize it. He knew.
That was his gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got a cool guy also said he's hyped for the Bat Cycle because cyberpunk looking. That's true. Thunder, 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 thunder tank is awesome. Yeah, it is. Operation Recall is better because of the behind the scenes books and documentary with the legends. Yeah, well, yeah, they also had the money to do that too, and they also had, Carson. Carson's a freaking GI genius. Oh wait, we already put that one up there. Yeah. I mean, he was. A lot of people think he's the best Batman, and now it's kind of like a novelty to say it's Keaton and everything. It's cute, but it's good to have them both. It's really cool. And yeah, Chasing Amy, I did a scene in acting class. I played Banky. That was a pretty rough scene having to use a lot of those words. And yeah, Eastbound and Down.
Mallrats
Here we go.
it's still one of my favorite movies, and it's kind of funny because I was delivering medical supplies, and I was at someone's house delivering, and the commercial came on or something came on, and this was obviously before the internet, and I just looked and I'm like, is that Jason Lee? Now no one knew who Jason Lee was. I did because he's one of the greatest skateboarders of all time. And I went through like magazines and magazines from skating magazines, and I finally found where he transitioned over into acting, and he was the breakout star. Like, Jason Lee is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it was a pleasure playing that role and then going back and watching that, you know what I mean? And we've been taught so much more since then. So it was like, I wasn't that much worse than Jason Lee. Then Jason Lee was a skateboarder. This is what I do. Now he's an actor. Obviously, he's great and everything. But I'm saying at the time, right? But I'm saying that was at the time. It's one of his first few roles. Just getting back into some toys so we can get to Joe. You guys are hanging out with us late, so we got that. I don't know, that costume is kind of hideous. At least the mask. I mean, I like the outfit, and then that's the classic look, the classic Keaton look. But that's obviously the Val Keaton face sculpt over there. But anyway, do you want to comment on this before we move on to the next?
No, I don't. No, I don't want to say anything about it.
All right, then we'll move on. We got a couple more Flash things here. I don't know what it's like, a zombie Flash, it's not reverse Dark Flash.
And, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know, but this is not for me. Else I'll pass. And more of this stuff. And Supergirl looks nothing like Supergirl, but then that's the world we live in today, so that's fine.
I think that Supergirl looks awesome.
Yeah, all right.
I really do. I looked at that and I went, if I was going to collect, and I wanted.
Well, the outfit is great. Yeah.
I mean, I don't care about. I mean, there's different, obviously, iterations of Supergirl. I thought that looked awesome.
True. That's true, because they do have like the different Earth. So which Earth Supergirl is that? Then because this isn't Kara.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. S'mores Flash. Is it this one? Yeah, I don't know. They all this one. That's that's freaking great. Yeah, I had to do it.
That is a pretty marshmallow.
I just work with a Supergirl actress. I'm sure you're not talking about the beautiful woman from the CW show. I'm a big fan of that. Oof. I liked that show, and she was great, and I thought she was fantastic. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, but
my favorite Supergirl is still the one from Smallville. She is so hot.
I'm sorry. But yeah, it's weird. I never got into Smallville. As a big Superman fan, I just haven't. Oh, speaking of which, we're not going to show it. We did talk about Mezco. My Man of Steel Superman is in a pile of loot with Big Bad Toy Store. I'm gonna wait because I want a pile of loot. I don't want just one toy. But the initial review on it, like the initial image we showed, and it was bad. All the reviews have been good since. Not great, but good. Good iteration of Man of Steel. And all right. So big shout out to Toy Habits. They kind of hooked us up last week and wanted to show off their skin. And yeah, there's some classic wrestling figures right there. And then we got Joe's and Jesse, but we're getting right into the brunt of Collector Con. That's why you're here, guys. You're here for a punk of toys, but we're also to Collector
But
Con.
before
What's
we
up,
get
bud?
there, I want to talk about these wrestlers right here.
Yeah, they're wrestlers. Let's see.
So I saw them when I was trying to make sure I could order these, and I really wasn't paying attention. And then today I noticed that once you take the suits off, it's actually just a Motu Hulk Hogan Motu Piper.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, like
yeah, it's
the suits come off and now they're in their wrestling outfits. And he actually has Hogan has the gold chain. And I saw the gold chain and I go, you know what I need? I need those two with an Andre the Giant and a Bobby Heenan so I can recreate the Piper's Pit where Andre rips the cross off and challenges him to WrestleMania
like
3.
This, right? Yeah, puts both hands on his neck too at the end. Or I know he
No, that was later on.
But
he grabs the shirt and he rips it off, and that's where he challenges him at WrestleMania 3. Now I don't know if you know this, but I was at WrestleMania 3 with 93,173 of my friends. So not only do I have the aircraft carrier, as a kid, I was also at WrestleMania 3.
You had 7 aircraft carriers, 7 USS flags. Is that what you said on our show? Oh, but are you what's your current state with wrestling? Because I know you dabbled into I didn't bring you. What's up?
I don't know anything about wrestling anymore.
Well, okay, so that's why I didn't bring you on for that segment with Walmart Collector Con earlier, because I know you've mentioned some wrestling names here and there, but you're mostly the old school wrestling.
I watched it very religiously, probably up to 2010.
2010, much later than
okay. So still pretty regularly, all through John Cena years.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know is that Roman Reigns has had the belt for way longer than
3 years.
Wrestle should, yeah.
Who was the last Hulk Hogan to have the belt that long?
No
Bob
one.
Backlund had it. Bob Backlund
Bob Backlund and Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino had it for like 8 years or something.
Yeah, like 10 years or something.
Yeah, something freaking wild. All right, let's look, more memes, I promised. And one of them is a punk with memes. And we are shifting from silly superhero suits to a not so silly superhero suit, but you think it looks like Kick-Ass. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Ronin, but go ahead, tell me about this meme.
It reminded me of it. I think this figure looks really good. And if I see it on the shelves, I'll probably pick it up because it will go good with the rest of the ninjas.
Yeah, he looks badass. I mean, yeah, Ronin would look good with the ninjas, with classified as well. But actually, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, he actually comes with accessories. He's got an extra head. He's got the hood. He's got 2 swords and the bow and arrow.
And for I think it was $27.99. So there was did any of you guys experience? I'm going to call it a glitch with Walmart Collector Con where you couldn't get it earlier because of the add to cart error. But then when you did buy it, you could buy them for free shipping just separately. So I was able to get Jesse and Ronin. I bought them separately, free shipping. And I'm not a Walmart Plus subscriber or anything like that. So I think there's no way Walmart would give us free shipping on a $25 figure or $27 figure.
I read somewhere before that Walmart was doing something to give you, because I had ordered a few things a while back, that they were doing it for like free for 3 months or something like that. That Walmart Plus, just to give you like a taste of it. So maybe if you haven't ordered from them and you went and ordered, that like starts the initial trial or something.
Okay.
Walmart doesn't make mistakes like that.
Sure. We got some, before we move on, we got some quick wrestling comments here. The Triple H era is actually good. Yes. So put it this way, it was the perfect time because I got hired through a production company to work Mattel Toy Fair events. These are private events, and then hopefully I can work like Comic Con and Toy Fair too, man. So it was good because I was like such an A. I'm still a big AEW, New Japan, Indies like Mark, and I was kind of like not anti WWE, but just not watching it, not following it, not even watching like NXT. And then it started to get good right when I got that job. So I actually took pride in my work instead of like being all fake and shit. I was like, yeah, Triple H. I would tell everybody, I was like, Triple H is kicking butt. So now these figures are gonna like, we're gonna get figures of all kind of wrestlers that we wanted, and it's not just handcuffed by McMahon. And so WWE has been much better, longer matches, better storytelling. The bloodline, as everyone talks about with Roman, I know it's taken 3 years, but the whole bloodline angle has been a tremendous hit. The ratings are up. They seem to be hitting all cylinders heading into WrestleMania weekend. So definitely want to back up that comment. And just to scroll up, here we go. WrestleMania 3, Alice Cooper was at Joe Louis Arena. Yeah, that's
No,
right.
it wasn't at the Joe. It was at the Pontiac Silverdome.
That's right, Detroit.
It was in Pontiac.
Yeah, because you
The
said
Joe
74,000.
was where the Wings played in an awful, awful arena.
Mm-hmm. I watched till 2002. That's kind of like Rock Stone Cold. No, that's after Rock and Stone Cold. Right. No, it is. That's Rock and
Yeah.
Stone Cold 2002. Yeah, that's the end of Rock and Stone Cold. The end, kind of the end
Yeah.
of like Stone Cold. WCW started to. I mean, they bought them in '98, but they started really using like the whole invasion angle, bringing in NWO around 2001 ish. So yeah, it's kind of
I think
like that.
Austin retired in 2003. I still watch a lot of YouTube stuff on it, and I was actually surprised how long ago he retired.
Yeah, and then he did that match with Kevin Owens last year, but this year he was like, no, I guess, but my scene partner in acting class met Stone Cold at his brewery, El Segundo Brewery, or whatever, or at the brewery. I don't know if he owns it, but he was he has that beer, the Stone Cold beer, and he met him, and yeah, I saw the picture and I was like, he definitely didn't want to get into because he was in great shape last year, but he was like, yeah, there's no way I'm doing a match this year. You know what I mean? And you know what? I have all of them right now. I have all my Marvel Legends in paper bags, but I'm also contemplating keeping them because I know if I ever like someday want them again, I'm gonna regret it. Because you put it this way, they have no value unless you have them the carded, mint carded, like retro carded ones, or some of the older ones, like the ones I bought during the pandemic, have zero value, like zero. If I were to sell them, I would be getting people in my DMs, hey, can you sell me that figure for $5? I paid 25 with tax or 20 with tax. Like, so part of me is like, do I really want to list like 100 figures to make $500 when I probably made like what? I probably spent 1,000 on them. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even, I don't even know if it's worth it. So it's like, I'm kind of on the fence about Marvel Legends just because now we're getting a lot of Joes and I'm running out of space. So I don't really know what to do with Marvel Legends. I'm with you, Craig.
You know what?
Same thing. Yep.
It's like people sitting on the 95 Star Wars Power of the Force, where they're like, it's not even worth my time to sell them because they're not even worth what I paid for them. So I'm just gonna let them sit here and collect dust.
And did they end up worth money later or no?
No, and I had like every single Power of the Force. It was crazy all the stuff that I got into, like the different hands on Boba Fett, the long lightsabers, the short lightsabers, and I sold them when I was, laid off. And
Yep.
I don't think I sold one for more than what I paid.
No. And that's the problem. But I think this is the way to look at it is these two ways is cherry picking
Yep.
and just being selective instead of being like, oh, I don't like what they're doing. I'm selling them all and getting all angry. And then you paid $20 plus tax. So you paid $22, sometimes shipping. You had to toy hunt for it, just a lot of time and effort. And I mean, if Marvel's Marvel, right? Marvel's always going to be great. They're only going to come out with like really crazy characters or repaints at this point. It's not like, hey, we're waiting for Spider-Man. Like we got 9. So just keep your Spider-Man, keep your Captain America, keep your Wolverine. Like, and I think the ones that are like not popular, the D-list characters, they're not really worth anything. Like the comic ones or like the deep MCU. So why even try to sell it? What are you gonna get, $2, $6? Like, then you gotta pack it and ship it. I don't know, man. Unless I'm rock bottom and I can't pay rent 1 month, I might just keep them and then set them up and then not set them up. I think that's the way, is just have a storage unit and take your turn. So I like what they're doing. But anyway, this is going back to oh, here we go. Craven, that face bothers me.
I know nothing about it. I mean, I know who Craven is.
Spider-Man, right, but I mean it's an animated one, as you could see some of the cell shading there and whatnot. But that face is just, what is that? I mean, I'm cool with a wacky face if you give me a normal one, right? Even I know it's a cartoon, it's animated, but give us options. Like, what is? It's just comes with a spear, and I'm like, I know it's retro carded, but still, man, I don't know. Like, look at the artwork on the card, right? Like, he looks cool. And then you look at that face, and I get it. It's like, but still, that's the animated series. So I don't know what they're doing.
He's got some thinning hair going there. He's lost that COVID, 20 after he got sick, and his face is shrinking. Dude, your head's getting red, man. You better stop.
It's also hot in here. I have a lamp like right over my head. That's show business. G.I. Joe time. Yo, Joe, before I get red and pass out, there was a reason why all you mother effers are here. And look, there's been a million streams since this. They all went. We don't have to go too crazy. What's on Joe mind, the full force. They, all our friends. Shout out to, we'll talk about him too. G.I. Zen Pimental. That's my guy. You're doing a show Monday. Punk with Toys rambling Monday. So we don't have to go too wild. We're already past an hour in, but yeah, let's talk with the peeps. The peeps that are still here. I want to know how many. I think someone said they got 9 range vipers. And but first I'll ask your initial thought on how the Walmart Collector Con went with G.I. Joe.
I think it went fine. I mean, they sold out and then they were back up in stock, I believe, the next day. And Hasbro Pulse did the same thing. I didn't hear, and admittedly, I didn't really go online and to the Facebook groups because I know every time that these things go up on Hasbro Pulse, people flip out because they sell out, but they're not Pulse exclusives. They're Walmart exclusives. And they just get a few to sell. And more than a few, but
yeah.
I thought it went fine. Again, how are they going to show up? Well, that's a whole nother question. Will they be in mailers? Will they just be in a bag? I've had Amazon, when Amazon delivered my Kamakura, it just had the tag on it and thrown down there. So who the hell knows? I mean, I ordered, I knew what jeans I wanted from Walmart, and I ordered them. And they showed up later on that day in a Walmart bag tied to my door. So who knows how
you said jeans? Like jeans that you wear?
Yeah, I already knew what size I wanted. So I just went on and ordered them. But they showed up just in a Walmart bag tied later on that day. So they don't care. I mean,
they don't care. But here's the point about that. Maybe the retro carded went away because of the packaging fiasco, because now you're getting the plastic-free packaging, which half the people don't care about. And it's not a retro card where you need a nice thick, Marvel Black Series retro graded card where you could tack it on the wall like I have in my room and it looks all pretty. For these, you're going to open them. They come with accessories. You got to play with them. And maybe if you're an MIB collector, you can get it from Pulse. You get one from each. You get, more than likely you're going to get it from Walmart earlier, unless they do the infinite delay or cancel on you, because that's what they've done to me a million times on half my orders from them.
And this is something else. I haven't tried it, but I've heard it before. And I try and say it in every stream that I hear when people talk about Walmart. And I forgot to do it again this time. Yeah. Supposedly, if you order something from Walmart and say that it's a gift, like you click that it's a gift, when you order it, they will put it in a box.
That's right. And I forgot about that.
I forgot to do it too.
I forgot about that, dude. I would have, but also Walmart collector con, you're just kind of like going as fast as you can because you don't know. Like
Because you're so worried that it's all gonna sell out, and
toy anxiety.
It's so hard to find them when it first pops up. So I actually ordered them from Pulse first, and then I got over there and I ordered them from there.
Yeah.
So I'll probably end up canceling from Pulse.
We got a comment. Yeah, I never got my Marvel Legends animated series Spider-Man. It says delayed, and usually it says delayed for months now, I think, and months. And I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna cancel it. It's just I haven't charged me. It just says delayed. But I was lucky enough to get Lizard. I actually got a mint one, and it was in a bag. Do you ever experience that, Punk, when something comes in a bubble mailer bag and it's mint, and then you get stuff in a box that's destroyed? It's so funny.
So okay, so that whole debacle with the last 4 G.I. Joes that actually shipped from Walmart, I got all of them, all individually wrapped, and they were all ordered on the same day on the same invoice. So the first day, I want to say it was Gung Ho that showed up, and he just showed up in a bubble, like a bubble wrap. And then the next day, I want to say it was CoverGirl who showed up in a giant box with just a little bit of bubble wrap. And my buddy hits me up and he said Destro just showed up. It's just in a mailer, not even a bubble mailer. And mine was coming that day too, and sure enough, mine showed up the exact same way. Baroness came in a bag, and then the next day I walk in after work, and there's a box. And my daughter just happened. I go, "What is this?" She goes, "I don't know, just sitting there." They sent me a CoverGirl for no reason. I mean, a Lady J for no reason.
Yeah, everyone's like, free. You got a retro CoverGirl, but for free. Yeah, they'll just be sending like 3 of each. Sometimes.
So somehow they messed up. So I actually ended up getting 2 Lady J's for the price of 1, I guess. And both were, both of those were in a box in pretty much mint condition. But I know what you're saying. Like I've seen the boxes where they just shove it in the box and they bend the card. I've seen Amazon do that with the Motu stuff. Like people flip out with the Motu stuff because they just bend the fucking card to fit
in the box. Hey, Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Amazon and Walmart, if you really want to be a Karen, a full-on Karen, you can get stuff for free or at least a discount. Or Target used to be that way. They are strict now. I've called and like done the whole, and they're like, no. They're brutal. They got like they're in like the slums of over there. But Walmart, they don't care, man. I complained about my retro card, and I'm pretty sure they're free. I think it was Gung Ho or whatever. I'm pretty sure I got it for free.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say if you call them up and you say, "Hey, you know what? This is destroyed or whatever," they'll just say keep it and they'll ship you out a new one.
I got 1 Ben and 2 Range Vipers. That's what I did too. I did the same thing. I think. Did I get 2? I don't know if I bought 2 Range Vipers from Pulse. If I got 2 from Walmart, but maybe, yeah.
Unfortunately, what I had to do was if you use PayPal, they charge you up front at Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
So I use PayPal credit, which gives me anything over $99, 6 months interest free. So I had to order 2 of each to get the 6 months interest free.
Yeah.
But then I can turn around and cancel 1 of each of them and then just get the interest free for
you can still get the interest free even if you cancel it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also looked at it and I'm like, the Big Ben has 2 heads. The Range Viper, which I'm not a huge fan of, it is an army builder. Mm-hmm. And now I'm looking at it like, I've already spent the money.
Yeah, but you're all in, right? You're all in with the classified?
I have every single one so far. Other than the slate repaints, the Battlefield ones, or what are they? Because to me, that's not a different figure. They didn't change the number of it. They just made a slight color variation, so I didn't care.
All right, we got a couple comments here. BBTS listed Spidey and Lizard yesterday, and they sold out instantly. Oh, okay. I wish I knew that, and then I would have added Spidey to my pile of loot, and then just maybe cancel the Walmart one. But that's okay. Life goes on. They actually shipped my Baroness and Lady J before they charged me like a week later. Pre-auth. I was like, what's pre? It was like, pre-authorizations. Don't get me started on people not understanding. I have
again,
everyone but Akiko. Akiko is actually pretty. I mean, it's a weird, kind of character, but I mean, it's a pretty good figure. I saw some people put that on their best of the year list. I would never do it, but I was like, I mean, it's fine.
The actual the Snake Eyes movie figures are not bad. A matter of fact, I was just
Charlotte's amazing. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
I shot Matthew. Him and I were going back and forth. A picture of the Baroness holding that new sniper rifle from Action Force, and she looks perfect holding it because it's not too big. It actually fits in the women's hands, and when they have the double joints. But that Baroness actually looks really good. She kind of has a long neck.
Yeah, that long. You have to do some work on that.
Yeah. But again, I understand the pre-authorization, but if you use PayPal, they charge you right away through.
They do.
So that Storm Shadow, Zartan, Crimson Guard, and Snake Eyes have all been paid for 6 to 9 months.
We're still waiting on there. We got a comment here. I have everything but the movie Snake Eye. You have almost just don't really have the wave at this point. But yeah, they're $5 a piece, bro. I mean,
but they actually look good.
Yeah, they don't look bad. And they are $5 now. But man, I was at Target today for the first time in a while, and they still had movie Scarlet. I mean, Scarlet's a great figure, but they still have the movie figures.
Target will not clearance them, nor will Walmart. It's like,
well, no, they were $5 a piece online, but not in the store. Yeah.
Yeah, but like somehow people are finding like the new Python Patrol and Tiger Force at 50% off, and you're going, wait a minute, this one's 50% off, but this fucking Snake Eyes
one should be $1 at this point. Yeah,
they should be paying us to leave with it.
On your way out, hey, sir, you forgot something.
So you look like you like G.I. Joe, and you're running with your cart. No, I don't want it.
They trying to hand you that creamsicle Storm Shadow. You're like, it's giving me nightmares, man. But look, let's talk accessories with the audience, right? Before you move on to all those pretty pictures and everything. A lot of us are deep into like Gridiron and all Marauders and all that stuff, and we're probably going to replace everything, right? But putting that aside, putting third party aside, how you feel? I think they gave us a wonderful array of accessories here for the price, as I mentioned earlier in the show, and but I'd love to have the punk take on it. How you feeling about what these guys come equipped with?
No, I think this is what G.I. Joe, this is what Hasbro needs to let G.I. Joe do. You've raised the price to $25, which again, I know I would much rather it be at 22, 20. I mean, 20 also. But they're 25. But if they're going to give us this many of accessories, and yes, sure, you can't use them all, it is balancing it out. Now, I know a lot will be reused and everything, but when you look at, this Range Viper here, he has this weird pickaxe. Okay, something different. He's got a machine gun. He's got a grenade launcher. And then he's got his pistol, and then he's got his sai/sword. Not including the backpacks or anything. So you have a different array of weapons. They didn't give them, let's say, like 2 pistols or 2 machine guns or 2 submachine guns. They're giving them different types of weapons the same way that they did with the Alley Viper. So, you start looking at that, and it's like, all right, well, I can kind of army build, and they all don't have to look the exact same.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And then yeah, the Big Ben with that, that gas mask, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare gas mask. And then
Yeah,
there's mentions about doing kind of British SAS with this stuff and whatever. And so we can also talk about the box because this is my one image of the box. And then we also, of course, have some Easter eggs we could talk about. But initially, before we get to that, I do love, I mean, it's a very pretty color scheme. It's a nice, sharp color scheme they got going on with this Night Force.
are we talking about the boxes now?
Yeah, we could talk about everything, but I'm saying right now the boxes. I mean, we got
I
a
think
nice. I like it. The boxes.
I think I think we should have the window packaging, but I think
Well,
most people.
yeah, but we could
But
go to death on
yeah,
that. We've done it.
but
Yeah.
if Hasbro is forcing all the brands to get rid of window packaging, this is the way to do it.
This is the way.
You have wonderful artwork still on it, and I like that the artwork seems to be uniform now rather than different artists.
Absolutely.
Some of
And
those
you know what?
artists,
Yep.
some of those artists, listen, they're better than what I am, and I know art is subjective,
Subjective.
but some of it looked
Keep doing
awful. Where now I'm seeing the actual figure. I love the Easter eggs. People can no longer go, oh, they need someone who really knows G.I. Joe. Listen, you can say what you want about Lenny. The guy likes G.I. Joe. The guy knows
He
G.I.
loves
Joe.
it more than anything.
Just because maybe you or I or someone else in the community knows more than him doesn't mean that he doesn't know it. Because guess what? I don't know everything about G.I. Joe. Hell, B right there, B's. He noticed those stupid Cobra crystals or whatever. I didn't realize that's what it was because I don't watch the cartoon. It doesn't make him more of a Joe fan than me.
Right.
And, again, I had the aircraft carrier as a kid with 8 shipwrecks. So I am a better.
That's what I meant. 8 shipwrecks.
I had 9 shipwrecks. I got 8 for Christmas, and I already had one to go along with the USS Flag. But
my childhood was better than yours, man.
But no, putting the Easter eggs on there, it is. Again, if this is what Hasbro is going to make them do, get rid of the window packaging, this is the way to do it.
Yep. It has the best. It has the best of all the worlds because you got the uniformity, you got with the artwork, and it's tremendous. And it's very comic book artwork, which is what I asked. I love the artwork that they've always done. I like the diverse artwork, and I love the side panels, and I have them all displayed and everything. And I love that when they did go to windowless, they gave kind of everyone a liberty to do it because it was the whole box. But now that we have a theme here, and I don't mean the Night Force theme, but just a theme throughout Classified, it's going to look synonymous. It's going to look uniform now. We have the accessories on the box, so you know what you're getting. It's kind of a bragging right too. It's like, look at all the stuff that comes with this for $24.99, and then look at that Spider-Man over there. It doesn't even have web hands or whatever. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a web. So like, it's kind of a shot at that in the company. It's a Disney
thing. And the one thing that does bother people, and I actually kind of like it, is that with this box is a different size than the older boxes. And Serpentor is a different size. So you have these different boxes, and I know a lot of people don't like them. And I try and line them up in numerical order because I do keep the boxes. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I look at it the same way if you go to a library or a bookstore, books are not all the same. You have different sizes, where if even if you go to, a DVD, like some of the DVDs are going to be bigger, some are going to be Blu-ray.
Hey, just wait till they get Carson's book. That's not going to match with book in the history of the world. I can't. I'm dying to get. Did you fund that book? I'm dying to get that.
I did not. It's just
collecting the. No, it's not collecting the art of G.I. Joe. It's just the history of it or whatever. Yeah,
I'm sure Matthew will tell us in a second.
Yeah. That's why we have those guys. Like it's always a Matt. It's Matt Rubin on What's on Joe Mine, and then it's another Matt in the Full Force, and then we got this Matt. I love it. That Matt's come through. But boxes. All right, we talked about boxes. We talk about figures now. We've been on this image for a lot, but man, after seeing these images, it looks so much better, right? Than the render. I mean, these look badass, and then now we know the brain is a helmet. You know, it's a helmet deal
Which,
that they got going on.
yeah, thank God. I'm not a huge Range Viper fan. I'll outright say it. Even
I
this one.
mean, how many people can say they were? But now I think we have a lot of Range Viper fans now,
Yeah.
right?
But even this, I'm not even a huge fan of it, probably because I wasn't a huge fan of the O-ring, which was past my time, to be honest. But it does look good. Again, I ordered it, and I'll probably keep a couple of them. But again, just they look better than the digital renders, which is odd because this poor guy here, our Falcon,
Falcon.
here,
Yeah, I watched your review today. I actually figure of the year. You said 10, 11 out of 10. It just blew my mind.
Again, not as bad as the memes were to begin with, and I made memes too. So, matter of fact, I started a shitstorm on one of the Joe sites about it. But to be honest, like that first render of Falcon was perfect, and then I don't know what they did. And same with looking back at the Cover Girl. I don't have a problem with Cover Girl other than she has one arm. But the face sculpt is way harder and solid lines than what the digital renders. Right. But these look the exact opposite. Yep. These look the exact opposite. Where
this was an improvement. Yeah, but you know what? I didn't hate the digital render, but this was just a nice bonus.
Yeah.
Look at those shots, man. It's really cool. It's really cool. And like, yeah, I mean, the brain looks cool from that angle too. It doesn't look goofy. Like straight on, it's like, what is this guy doing? But then from the side, it's like, cool.
When you realize it's a helmet, that's when you're like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Rather than it being like, are they trying to make it be like a zombie or something? Once you realize it's a helmet, you're like, all right, I kind of like that.
We're going to talk about leaks because a zombie leak, we're getting an actual Cobra zombie trooper. So that's going to be interesting. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, let's get through. Okay, so here's so I got some of these photos from his tank, Full Force. Diana Davis, shout out to you. So initially they were saying this was Tracker, but now some people are thinking it's oh man, I forgot.
I don't think it's anyone. I see what people are trying to say it is, but the
guy. What up, Goldilocks?
The Easter egg in this is
Shadow Tracker is what initially people said. But it's what was that again? I'm sorry.
The Easter egg in this one is the crystals that he's standing in. I think that's just greenery in the back. I don't think it's supposed to be anyone. I think people are looking too hard and they're looking past the crystals, which B was the first person that I saw say anything about it.
Saw Plastic Battles. Yeah, so this guy, he's really the one who awesome. He's the trendsetter here on Twitter, Plastic Battles. So big shout out to you. Good timing joining us here. But yeah, that's why would Shadow Tracker, right, who's a Cobra guy, be creeping on a Range Viper? That wouldn't make sense, right?
People so it has to be any Joe with like a green helmet. All right, you just take your pick then.
It's Falcon. Hey, it's Falcon, and he's looking for one of those brain sculpts to cover his face. Hey, I gotta say hi to one of my best friends right here, Dreadnought Ryan. He wrapped up the news in 12 minutes because I'm gonna do it in 12 hours tonight. So if you want to just tomorrow morning wake up with some cereal, check out the Island of Misfit Toy Collectors. But
listen,
yeah, I would. Yeah, it's just funny.
It is.
Yeah, look, he doesn't see anything either. Is that Zen?
Yeah, it is 11:30 here in Michigan, and if you are watching a toy YouTube show on Saturday night at 11:30. You are as much of a loser as I am, and you have nowhere to go. All right.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
know
just called
what?
you all losers, but
Hey,
we are.
and I'm the biggest loser. Look. Why again? Shadow tracker though? Why would it be shadow? I don't know. It doesn't.
I don't see it. I don't.
You know what it is? No, seriously, it's Dutch. He's looking for the shadow tracker, but all right. Let's move on from this.
I could go with that.
All right, so speaking of Zen and Baldy Locks, I love how everyone's just joining the show at the right freaking time because so he didn't put this out there, but he did debunk it. He just DM'd the dude. I forgot what was it, Grid Rose or something. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. I want you to stop. I wanted you to go back up to what Plastic Battle says. All the Easter eggs have been obvious to every other one. Why would this one be so hard to decipher? Exactly. And listen, I found out about
created by Corey Cantalupe.
Yeah, I found out about Plastic Battles because of your show.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I found out about Plastic Battles because of your show.
Oh,
and
cool.
he like the fact that he found that stuff so quickly and the things that he saw, if he's saying the same thing, I'm right on board with him because I think he nailed it.
You gotta defend it. And I was kidding. I love Corey. I was just saying like Corey's gonna give us the hard time. But anyway, I'll move on from that comment.
I thought they laid Corey off.
No, I love Corey. But look, Plastic Battles killed it. Sharing the images. Yes, he did. Hey Baldy. Hey dude. Shadow Tracker is on the Walmart exclusive list. Yeah, he is, but doesn't mean that it's there. It could be. We'll see. But anyway, this is Eevee and it's not real, but it looks cool. I would definitely want at least one.
No, I mean it looks pretty cool. And I saw someone also post the episode that she was in, which I don't remember because I didn't really watch.
I don't remember that. That was Deke, right?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to really.
I try to ignore that. Like it didn't exist. It's kind of like the last 3 Star Wars movies. They don't really exist.
Oh, they weren't that bad. Come on.
They were awful.
All right.
They were awful.
So yeah, this is the shout that I had to my friend Zen. Because but to be fair, GI Shark and some of he did apologize or whatever, and but then we all know our friend Diaper Discount Island. He made it as hard news as you're gonna get. So yeah, it was debunked in 2 minutes, and that's it. I don't know otherwise. I'd say it's great fan artwork. And I'm glad Baldy made the video, and go subscribe if you haven't. I'm pretty sure you're all subscribed now.
This may give them an idea. Just like, hey,
yeah,
people went nuts about it. We already have the mold of these Cobra female troopers. People want it. Shit, dude. Just make a few modifications. We're done.
Now I know what I'm doing tonight after we're done. It's gonna be the Deke Marathon. Everyone's loving. Everyone needs some Deke in their life. All right, but
at 11:30 on Saturday night, we all need some Deke.
We all need some Deke. Oh, that's interesting that a Deke would suck, but you could suck a Deke. Oh, all right. Big Ben time. Love the peg hole in the upper back. No, I'm kidding, but no, he looks cool. Big Ben.
I think Big Ben looks awesome. I love the weapons that he comes with. And I'm sure there will be some people that say they're not exactly realistic. And what I said about the classified line, after they started changing away from the Nerf weapons, which I hated the Nerf weapons, I'm okay with them not having actual real weapons if they look realistic. Like if you make some sort of AR rifle, it may not be a real one, but if it looks real, then I'm good with it.
That's so funny. I had to put that up before it gets to. Oh yeah, and then we got
Ryan. If you send me any geek pics, hey, we both live in Michigan. You may have a visitor come over later.
It brings new meaning to DM. Yeah, he looks good, even though so far. Hopefully, this is how it looks in hand, and we have another Falcon situation. But this guy is an army builder too. If you want him to be, it's a dual purpose. It could be a soul character, Big Ben, and I know from watching like Full Force and some of the other stuff, like you got guys way smarter than me in the world of Joe on there and kind of comparing and saying this doesn't look that much different, even though it's Night Force, which it isn't Night Force. I made that comment as well, was that to do a mainline Big Ben would be like two things would be green and it would be the same. So if we ever see Big Ben again, it would probably be an entirely new thing, right?
The things that people complain about and bitch about, it's just
terrible.
It blows my mind. I really like this figure.
This is it.
And then one thing that I do have to say, which I just cannot believe it, is if you go to probably one of the other stills that you have when you look at his accessories. So I know you have the machine gun, you have the AR, I believe, but the fact that he has the gas mask, I just cannot believe that Action Force has copied them to do that. I mean, G.I. Joe was way ahead of it, and now Action Force is going to be putting out their own gas masks, and I just can't.
You're lucky. Chad already went to bed because he's got Bobby Vala on tomorrow. No, but I love Chad, so shout out to him. It's a good guess. It's a big guess.
Anytime that Action Force does something and then G.I. Joe or Hasbro does it, everyone jumps on and says Hasbro's copying, and it's like,
you're right.
You realize other brands have probably done that exact same thing. So I found it kind of comical that we already knew that a gas mask was coming, and then here comes the Action Force gas masks. And I haven't heard anyone say, "Oh, they're copying off them."
Wait, did they forget about that Easter egg?
What?
You see it too, right? Dude, I could have swore that it's almost like a white gray, like an off-white pebble. I remember that from one of the Deke episodes, that off-white pebble in the back there. Do you see it?
I have no idea. We can't see it.
You think I'm talking about Flintstones with pebble? Never mind. It was a stupid joke. I'm making up Easter eggs.
All right.
Anyway, terrible joke. Boom, boom. But yeah, these look cool in action. Big Ben's looking fun, and he's even having fun just sitting on a log, which is what we're all probably going to do after the show. All right, let's talk Easter eggs. I wasn't kidding. We got so we got the corgi.
All right. So
any comment?
So I haven't seen these from. This is from Classic Battles, right?
I believe so. I don't know. I just found these.
I mean, that looks like his other stuff. How he did
it. He could tell us he's here.
Yeah, no, he's right there.
So Big Ben was his favorite character from the 90s. That's cool.
Oh, okay. So is it an actual corgi? Because I actually saw someone else put that up there, and then it kind of got blown up, and I went, it does look like a corgi. So it's clearly a dog.
So it's not this one, it's another one. This is an older, it's been updated then, is what you're saying. Yeah, I did these slides days ago. So
someone had it blown out. I don't know. But I mean, it's clearly an Easter egg that they're going to be giving us another animal companion.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Which I'm fine with. They when you look at the that timber that Super 7 with the dollar sign is giving everyone for $55 with a really bad articulated snake eyes compared to the timber that came with snake eyes.
Yeah, for 20.
Oh my god, it's night and day.
Yeah. Well, $35, yeah. There was a comment I wanted to put up. Ben's massive load. We're all in that mood now. Talking about massive loads and deeks and all kind of pebbles. Yeah. At that point, I agree with that. Yeah.
I agree completely with Hasbro needs an accessory pack. And I said before, the one thing that Hasbro should do and just do Impulse exclusives is go back to those first figures that they had, those first few waves, and give an accessory pack of the weapons that actually would have come with the O-ring versions of those. because those would get bought up like crazy. So
That's
if you gave
true.
us like Destro's weapon, obviously the Uzi's been around numerous times, but you gave us Roadblock version 2's gun, Duke's gun, which obviously they already have it made now, but in his color. I think that, and they did Hasbro Pulse, they make a boatload of money. And now they have the Wasp. They have the Wasp gun.
Well, you know who's making a boatload of money is Gridiron Studios, because they keep coming out with updated versions of a Real American Hero. That Destro suitcase with the Glock came out.
I mean, I know they make nice stuff. They're just too pricey. They're too pricey, in my opinion. And I'm actually going to be having a review soon of, I think, the minigun. My buddy ordered the miniguns, but he's going to let me review it. So far, I think their stuff's good. Their weapons tend to warp a little, in my opinion, when you're holding them for too long. And that's understandable because of what they're doing to print it. But it just... I wish they'd come down in price, and I really wish they would use some sort of plastic packaging to keep them from warping for that price.
I gotcha. That's good feedback. Hey, it looks like Cocaine Bear shit in the picture. That was a way better joke than mine. Good job, Ryan. That's why, you're the soul of what we do here. Albatross, folks at Range Vipers Grenade Launcher has a copy of Action Force. Okay. So we didn't mean this to be an Action Force versus Hasbro episode. That'll be tomorrow on Neon at Night with Chad. That'll be a Hasbro Action Force episode. Yeah. That is not what we do. I buy everything. I don't care.
Listen. I make jokes. I give honest opinions, and a lot of people don't like that, and it bothers some people. And I know that for a fact that it's bothers some people, but it's all joking aside. Like, who cares? And to say that, if you want to say that Range Viper grenade launcher copied what Action Force is doing, you need to go back and look at the O-ring stuff, because guess what? That gun's been around for quite some time.
There you go. Well, I mean, they did come out with that Gung Ho set, and then the proper Gung Ho came out, and then that kind of debunked that set. Just saying.
I almost felt
bad. You gotta feel bad because it took forever because he was stuck with stuff was stuck in a container for.
But I felt bad for BBTS that it was kind of like.
Yeah, and that was their thing. Yeah. They're like, anyway, let's talk about what's you know what, some of these we did the corgi thing, and we just said we didn't comment on this, but it is the Queen's corgi. It's been confirmed that's what it was. I didn't update the thing because whatever, I had stuff to do. Blast effects, please. Yeah, they've been. I think we saw with Scrap Iron that we're just going to be getting amazing, and then also the Valkyrie set. So you were getting some blast effects here.
What blast effects are you talking about? Because in all honesty, the blast effects that come with the Viper and what's going to come with these, most of them are trash. I really do like the Action Force ones because they're small little ones that are just bursting out of, where the Hasbro ones look more like laser blasts. I'm not a fan of theirs at all.
Yeah. And here's a good comment. I mean, it's nice. And I know and if you know what, if I was Mr. Vala and people are buying my stuff for custom fodder, I'd be happy because you're still buying my stuff. I wouldn't give a shit if it's part of my. And I've read the comics, and they're pretty good. He got a good narrative going on, and classified. We've been waiting. They're starting to tell a narrative now, but we've been waiting for a narrative for 3 years. So I will give Action Force credit there.
Because I don't think they had a narrative. I think their narrative was supposed to be built.
It was the video game.
Yeah, it was supposed to be built off the video game, and everyone cried that they didn't want it. That's not what they wanted. Yep. So they course corrected, and everyone thinks like once they course corrected, like, oh, you just design a figure and next month it's out. They're a year in advance.
So these are cool images from Lenny. One was shared on his page, one was shared in his story, and I just wanted to. He shows how these two tremendous sculpts look on the Valkyrie set. So we're, you can have a lot of fun with this set. So even if you're like, whatever, like, now you really want a troop build because you can dress up some of your other ladies. So I'm really a fan of that. And then moving on.
How
Hey,
many of the female troopers did you buy?
just one set.
I bought 2, and I would have only bought 1 if they were like a fan channel exclusive. But because they're Pulse, we may never get them again at a cheaper price. But because of the extra heads, I was like, I gotta have 2 sets of them. If they were a fan channel, like the Vipers, I probably would have waited and picked up a second set when it finally goes on clearance or on sale.
Oh, my guess is they're gonna do like female Crimson Guard, female this, female that, which is amazing. I've made my own. I have my own female Cobra Troopers from the Baroness. It's funny because this Baroness is reminding me of remember the kid version of Baroness they made? You could get it at freaking Macy's, Toys R Us. But they made a kid version.
Yes.
And I took that body, which looks like this. She's got the blue. I took the body and then just gave it a different Marvel Legends head sculpt. And I'm not near any of that stuff, but I had a Call of Duty figure as well. I made my own. I have my own, so I don't really need to buy so many of these because I've made a couple, and we're gonna get different versions of females, which is great. Maybe an Eevee, like I said. So I didn't feel the need for 4 of those head sculpts. I can reuse with future female troopers. Just
there's 3 head sculpts with it. That's why I was like, I gotta have 2 packs.
That's true, but you can always mix and match. You don't have to put. That's what I'm starting to learn now. When we were in the pandemic and we had all that time in our hands and all that free money and all that shit, I was buying everything, buying twice of everything. And now with inflation and all that crap, I'm not going to get into personal stuff, but it's like now I'm like, I can put stuff on the shelf and I can take it off the shelf and I can put something there. Where before I was like, I need all of it at the same time. And I was like, no, I don't. I can have pockets of this, pockets of that, and they can replace each other. I don't need everything all there at once.
Like on a side note,
yeah.
To go along with that, I like having a display. And I started looking at stuff and I'm like, I'm running out of room and I'm looking at all the stuff that's coming.
That's the main
whether it be from Valaverse, which I order 1 of every figure, or all the stuff that's coming from Classified, and then the mix and match of maybe some of the Marvel Legends that I think that fit in. And I've kind of come to the conclusion with doing reviews and sometimes doing pictures, I'm constantly taking stuff down and redoing it. And I'm kind of like, I don't need to have every figure up there all the time in a display because I can swap it out later.
I missed that comment at first, and when you laughed, I looked and I was like, "Oh, dork side." I thought it said like I just looked at it like entertainment or the BBS. I'm like, "Why is everyone laughing at this?" Like, yeah, dork side. I remember them. Remember, dork side.
I never had a problem with dork side. I really didn't.
No, they were great. They were great. Overall,
and they shipped fast. You ordered something, it was out like that day.
They were good.
Yeah, it sucks to see what happened with them. And
yeah, speaking of Action Force, I got that first wave from Dorkside like 6 months before like the other people got. Like not 6 months, but like a good 3 months, maybe 4. It was a while.
The Dorkside figures. I'm sorry, the Dorkside. I want to say
infantry.
No, I got that, but I think series.
That was a Dorkside.
I think series 2B, they got it in before Bobby did, because of I think where they were located, and it was already in people's hands before he even got them in his warehouse, I believe.
Yeah. What's up, Grizzlehorn? Thanks for joining us. And yeah, these just look tremendous. All right, we'll move on to the next thing. And okay, Dusty's gonna get Tiger Force. I mean, there isn't really much to say. We're getting Tiger Force Dusty. I just hope it's better. Maybe so one thing I'm noticing with Lenny and company, and shout out to Tony and Emily and everybody else, but it's like I noticed that they are making improvements on their repack repaints. It's not just slap a color, and we are not Bazooka and Outback, because they were supposed to come out before the other one. And, Target made that different. But I'm saying, like, when they do eventually come out with something, like, especially retro, there are improvements.
I disagree.
Why?
Well, okay, so they've done how many of these Snake Eyes repaints of
17.
version 2 Snake Eyes, right? How many repaints have they done?
3.
Every single one of them has very loose legs. They haven't gone in and retooled them. All the Vipers, very loose legs. They have not gone in.
I mean, cosmetically, not the buck or the mold or anything like that.
Maybe,
I meant
but
cosmetically, like
but
sculpts, and we're getting improved sculpt and improve like deco. That's what I mean. I should have been more clear.
Yeah, but I mean, you can improve that so much, but they're not going in and fixing certain things. The stinger driver for the O-ring, which is the Cobra officer, his one leg does not bend 90 degrees. And I even mentioned that to Lenny, and it didn't get resolved. And to me, that's a big deal because there was a clear issue with it. But some of them, they stay loose. And the bats, as much as I think the Crimson Bat looks awesome, it is loose as hell. He's got a loose waist. He's got a loose neck. And that's where I say what you want about Action Force. When people complain about that, when he notices it, he goes in and he tightens that stuff up. And that's what I want to see Hasbro doing. That, okay, well, hey, you know what? These Vipers have loose legs. And then a second Viper comes out and they're still loose. And then you're going to give a third one and they're going to do the same thing. So I understand what you're saying about the...
How many times... I'm defending you. How many times have you... Well, you said you don't buy a lot of Gridiron, but they've come out with some tremendous Gridiron bat loadouts, but they're heavy. And how many... The bat falls more than anybody. And I'm like, no, because it's like a $40 load. It costs twice as much as a bat. So that's like a $60 bat, but thankfully I have a rug it falls on, so it kind of it's almost like falling on just a hard wrestling mat. Thankfully not too many things have broken falling in my room, but like if you have a hardwood floor or something, or cement, whatever, you're in a basement,
I have all hardwood floors. So you almost got like Jeanette, like when I arrange my stuff, like you guys have probably seen my shelves, you're watching in my videos. When I arrange the shelves, if it's a figure that I worry might fall, I position him so if he does fall, he falls onto it rather than off. But honestly, God, like everyone that complains about how they can't stand figures, I'm sorry, I believe that you don't know how to stand your figures. You don't need stands for most figures. Marvel Legends you do because they have a small footprint. But the figures with big boots, unless you're doing some sort of action pose, you normally don't need. You can do action poses, but like if you're running on 1 foot, yeah. But I just say use sticky tack.
I'll tell you what, I needed that a couple months ago when we got hit with a 4.3 over here.
Okay.
It took me a month and a half to get over. My Joes were all just on the floor. I was like, for a month and a half, I was refused to clean it up, and finally I did.
Yeah, if you're gonna have an earthquake, you get a pass.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this comment, exactly, Dusty and Zartan, the cowhead pieces. This is what I was getting at with Dusty. And also, Dusty looks so much like Duke. I mean, come on. It's almost the same face scan. Oh. Give us an updated face scan. It looks like Duke as Dusty. No?
I don't think so. I mean, I can see it looks similar, but there's a lot of people in life that look similar. They don't look identical.
Well, I do call you Mini Sarge. So we got to get Sarge, Zazel and Sarge on with you, and then we'll see. All right, so here we go. The worst was Arctic Storm Shadow. The ab crunch was like chilling.
I just pulled Arctic Storm Shadow. No, I'm sorry, Storm Shadow version 3. I wouldn't refuse to call him Arctic Storm Shadow. I just pulled him down yesterday along with Snake Eyes, probably too expensive, most expensive duo right now. And I got them into a really nice pose, but they both have that really loose ab crunch. So you got to pose them in a certain way. And then Snake Eyes, you just never know because his abs and his legs are. Snake Eyes is not his leg day. I tell you that
your
much.
Your favorite your favorite football player is about to kick you off the show. Tony Romo says, "Punk, don't buy no gridiron. Kick his ass off."
Listen, this stuff is it's too pricey for everything else that I'm buying, and I'm perfectly fine with either what Hasbro has given me or the amount of stuff that I have gotten from Action Force.
Well, it says a punk with toys, not a rich ass punk with toys.
Yeah, no, believe me, a punk ass,
a spoiled punk with toys.
Yes, I mean a punk ass with child support. How about that?
Yeah. Hey, he went from 8 shipwrecks and 17 USS flags to child support. So leave the man alone. All right, Dreadnought Ryan, the loose legs can be fixed with new T-Bard. That's to fix it across the line. Wonder if they're having issues at the factory they're using. All right.
Well, and the thing that I can honestly say that I believe that I've learned, listen to a lot of what Bobby talk. When I hear Bobby Ballard talk and he's just being honest and talking about the process and stuff, he is it's so good to listen to. It's when he gets into the personal stuff that I just don't give a shit about. Like when I don't give a shit about that. But when he talks about like the difference in just like a millimeter or just changing the tightness of a joint or whatever, he's actually going in and doing it. And that's when you start realizing like the Snake Eyes is fucking wobbly all over the damn place. And then they're giving us like 4 more and they're all the exact same.
Yeah. Well, like, David Speck said in a comment above about Destro and Snake Eyes that the retro versions improve the ab crunch. It was way up here. I thought right here. I found it. Yeah, no more loose. And I think he said something about Destro as well. So I guess the retro version. So that kind of defends my point. I'm not trying to win. This isn't part of the interruption. No. It can be. I mean, we'll do it every week, baby. But yeah.
The Snake Eyes, fuck. I mean, the Fortnite one, he's still loose. And same with the I guess I would have to go check again. I thought for sure that the one that came with the second timber, the white timber, right?
Like the Renegade looking one or whatever.
Yeah,
Renegades.
that he was also loose also.
The one with the Shemagh.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah. He was for sure. That one's always falling on my stuff. But we want to say hi to DWH, my friend there. Hey, what's up, dude? What did you miss? Nothing. You missed 2 hours, so go back and watch it tomorrow. Yeah. You only missed 2 hours, man. Usually this show is supposed to be an hour, but we got Punk with Toys, so we're gonna go another 2 hours. No, we're kidding. We're almost gonna wrap up. We gotta.
All right, I'm gonna completely disagree because.
All right, we do have 2 more hours left. Then no, go ahead.
I only go 3 hours. This is Fortnite Snake Eyes, and his ab crunch is completely loose. I mean,
he's rocking it.
Yeah, he's not as loose as the other ones. But that's not saying very much. And maybe yours is different. Maybe yours is different. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying from all the figures that I've reviewed, and I've reviewed every single figure. And if you go back and watch my old videos, you'll realize you think I'm bad now, man. I was really bad.
You're getting. Hey, you know you love to talk shit in all my show chats. Look, cheap ass toys.
I'm not cheap. I'm not cheap. I'm broke ass with toys. All right.
Broke.
All right.
Broke. Hey, if you change the name to a Broke with Toys, you'll probably get 1 million subscribers. You're doing great, but I'm just saying. Baldy Lock says, Moods has a great tip. Replace Falcon's head with Dusty. And you get a better looking young sibling of Duke. I mean, I guess. I think what are people using?
Blowback.
There you go. Thank you.
The blowback looks so. I really like the blowback figure. That is such a good head sculpt, especially like the fade in the back. That's by far Bobby's best head
Well,
sculpt
but
that he's done.
it's looked good from render till in hand. Punk
Yeah,
does a good. Oh yeah, his that last video about the vehicles for sixes. That was a tremendous. I think he got like
thank you.
9 million views. I'm just. I had you on because I'm jealous of you and I want to kill you when the show's over in the back because you're just killing it every Monday night.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it. No, like that video, and listen, a lot of people didn't understand that video. I know we're kind of getting off, but you asked me to come on, and I'm going to
Yeah, we're
ramble.
hanging out, man. It's a talk show. We just talk about anything. Yeah.
So one of the things that people didn't realize, at least I don't think people realized, is I wasn't saying like one vehicle is too big. Is everyone wants like a vamp, and then they want a stinger, and then they want the his tank, then they want the water moccasin. And it's like when you start adding all that stuff up, that's a lot of room. That is a lot of room that you're taking up. Now, if you do photography, awesome. Like you're gonna be pulling this stuff out. But if you want to just have a display, and some guy got mad and kind of jumped on me and said, like, because I said, I don't think a lot of people realize how big a flag is when they say, oh, I want a classified flag. I think a lot of people haven't stood in front of one to see how big it is. And said, you compared a flag to a his tank. That's the dumbest thing I've heard all year. And it's like, I wasn't comparing the two. I'm just merely trying to say, like, you saw the his tank at San Diego Comic-Con, right? How big is it? It's big. I have a 3D.
I don't understand how anybody is going to be able to army build that thing, but there are going to be people who do.
So this 3D printed hiss right here is an inch shorter. Here, I'll show you for people that haven't seen the video. If I remember correctly, when I measured it out, it's an inch shorter, an inch thinner, and I think a half inch shorter. So, yeah. But
so that's going to be smaller than the hiss that I saw at Comic-Con.
And I have two of these because the guy that printed them didn't want them. So he gave it to me. So I'm going to have 3 hiss tanks, and they're just having more vehicles are going to take up space. I wanted to do a second video on not just the size, but the cost of 6-inch vehicles. And when people try and say, well, the Fortnite boat is $70, the Fortnite boat is better than it should be. Oh man, come on. If I was on OnlyFans, I probably would still be broke, but I'd hope I'd have a little bit more money. I mean, more than what YouTube pays me.
Same way.
But no, like the Fortnite boat, as cool as it is, and it's better than it deserves to be. When people say, well, they give us a water moccasin, when you look at the Fortnite boat and you look at the detail, if they gave us G.I. Joe vehicles with that little detail, people would throw a fit. And the cost is going to be $100. And people are going to sit there and they're going to wait till it goes on clearance. And you know why? Because people won't spend $33 on a Motu vehicle, let alone $100 vamp or $100, you know. Here go all the OnlyFans stuff, huh?
Well, we've had plenty of shows like this, but is there more the whole OnlyFans? I'm so far behind the comments because I'm enjoying having this conversation with you, and we'll get to those. But like you talked about the engine of vengeance,
yes,
and how comparing that to the McFarlane car, but you know how much work and detail and cost went into the engine of vengeance. Now it was overpriced from the get-go. The whole thing is we've done shows like this or whatever, but just a quick point is it was the wrong idea. You're going to celebrate 50, 60 years of Ghost Rider. You have all 3 of them. You celebrate them all, not just Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, and Robbie Reyes, and you have the bikes, and they didn't want to pay to have one of the the bikes or whatever be the instead of they just gave us those figures, but what do you call it? Stretch goals. If they would have gave us the 2 damn motorcycles, that thing would have been sold. But the McFarlane vehicle, you're getting it for $60. The other thing was what, 300, 250?
350.
And it's 350, $60, and people are still complaining how cheap it looks, but you're getting a Batmobile for $60 and it's in scale and it looks cool and it doesn't, and you can, if you're really into it, you can sprucing it up, make it look better. I mean, I think it's fun.
But so my point of what I said earlier when people are comparing these different 6-inch vehicles to the $350 overpriced, in my opinion. But again, I wasn't going to buy it anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
No, you're right. It was overpriced.
The engine of Vengeance looked awesome, right? It did. The lights, the different wheels, different things like that. And people say, and I know the big joke is that has a top and a bottom and a middle. Everyone makes a joke, right? And then now people are doing the whole McFarlane thing, $60. Well, guess what? I have a 2017 Dodge Journey, right? It's got 4 doors. It is all-wheel drive. It holds 7 people. It cost $36,000. That was the sticker price. But a Dodge Viper for the same year was about $120,000. Guess what? It only has 2 doors. It only holds 2 people. Has tires that I can't drive in the winter. Only rear-wheel drive. It's a manual, so it's not even automatic. Well, guess what? It's worth more because it has better detail. It's built better. It's the same concept, except one is a toy and one is something you actually drive. Now, again, do I think I think that Engine of Vengeance was overpriced? Do I think that Hasbro shot themselves in the foot? Yeah. But trying to compare, you're comparing apples to oranges. Other than they're both cars.
Is a great point. So let's get to some comments and we'll close out with some Joe leaks and stuff. All right, here we go. Hasbro figures are hit missile looseness. All the Vala first are stiff. Yeah, we needed to use the blow dryer. I mean, I think now when you buy a Vala, because they weren't stuck in the new ones aren't stuck in a container. You could just take them out, and I haven't had any problem with any of them since wave 1 or 2.
Yeah. When you're done with that, I want to go to David's last point here.
Oh, okay. Well, not this one. Okay. Yeah. There's another one?
Yeah, at the bottom.
Oh, God. I'm freaking way down. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So, what he's saying here, Joe fans are notorious for being the Ross shoppers. Nobody's going to pay full price for 6-inch scale vehicles.
That's why you don't bet them.
Okay, so if you haven't watched my live, Matthew Matson is my moderator, and him and I talk a lot. I can't tell you how many times he says, dude, people don't even realize how cheap Joe collectors are. They're cheap bastards, all right? Now, not saying everyone is, but it is so true. So many, again, I go back to the Motu stuff. $33 vehicles that fit not only Origins, but fit 7-inch Masterverse, and they wait till they go on sale.
Yep.
So
it's everybody, not just Joe people. I mean, because look, his tank got back.
But again, so when you're trying to army build, when you're army building, most people wait. And they don't want to pay that much.
All right, let's go. Let's catch right up. Okay, here we go. Classified should fix their butterfly articulation. You got a comment on that?
I'm not a big fan of the butterfly. It's funny. It's funny, Matthew and I were talking about that yesterday too. A lot of that just has to do with how it's actually made. But I will admit, the butterflies on most of the Hasbro figures, the G.I. Joe Classified, don't really work.
They work. I'll tell you where they work is with wrestling, because you got to do all those moves, and you need the butterfly, and that's a big selling point.
But how theirs are made, they're not made to really go in. So they butterfly out, but when they butterfly in, they pretty much stop right here. So you can't put your arms together, which is one of the big things, one of the big selling points with Action Force, where they can put their hands together and fire a pistol. Now, again, this is a fake military line with ninjas and stuff. So I don't care if I have a guy running in with 2 fucking machine guns firing off both hands,
With feet is OnlyFans, yeah. We'll definitely get a van.
I feel like there's a joke there.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is what we just talked about. That's why they have the HasLab. If people did, I would have no luck with women. That's funny. All right, guys, let's get to the next subject, and that is the leaks. All right, so we'll get back to this image, but here's the leaks from Sharknado. He's we got Big Ben. And so Shooter is an interesting character, and she came out in Devil's Due. That'll be a good one. Joe Redeco. Do we have an idea what that? Joe Redeco could be anybody. Joe Colton. Range
Why
Viper
would
we have. Yeah, go ahead.
Joe Deco or the Redeco? This is the leak list here. The Joe
This is the
Redeco.
Walmart list
Yeah,
of
well,
exclusives
I
for
would
Night
assume the
Force.
Joe Redeco would be who was it? There's another Night Force.
Falcon. It could be Falcon.
Yeah. No, wait. Are all these Walmart though?
These are supposedly this is the Walmart list, and so we always make the joke because Mark Weber, who the head honcho, used to be the head honcho of GI Joe. He always wants them to do new characters, and then it's funny that this leak list says new character. It was probably like a shot at them almost, but yeah, the Alley Viper redeco. Of course, it's not going to be bright because it's Night Force, right? Probably a
Yeah.
black and red or something like that. Or black and blue, grayish, whatever. But yeah, there's a shadow track, and then that zombie. We talked about a lot of this already, so we don't have to spend too much time with it, and then we'll get some images. But yeah, Joe Redeco. We don't have any guests on there that are, but there's the zombie, there's Shooter, and then we talked about the man in the bush that wasn't the man in the bush. We got
So Shooter is part of the original from the original comic, correct?
Yep.
And she's the one you never see. Well, you don't know if it's
From Devil's Due. Devil's Due.
Is it Devil's Due? I didn't. Matthew would know. I know. So I don't understand why you would do that in a Walmart exclusive, but the one that I don't like.
She was a sniper.
Yeah, and I don't think you knew if it was a girl or a guy. They just made her into a girl later on.
Yep.
But I don't really care for the zombie because that tells me if you're gonna do zombies, fucking Cobra La is coming, and I hate that bullshit. Because now you're going into another realm of shit I don't get, and I hate Cobra La.
Yeah.
And I hope they do it as a HasLab because I won't back it.
Oh my god. So here we go. Shooter should have been in OG-13, yeah. So that was one of the deals there. She's a sniper. She first appeared in Declassified from Devil's Due. Yeah. So all right. What else we got? Yeah, and I think and this is what everybody hopes, right? Of course. Everybody wants some new head. What does everybody want? New head. I'm down with the Zyper.
They have to fix his face. They have to do new. They are all over.
Helix was a name only.
Yes.
They mentioned Nick Helix. We had talked about that. Marvel run Travis, but then
wonder. Hold on one second here.
Right.
All right. There you go.
We got
he finally made an appearance.
Well, no, we can't see it.
Well, no, he ran downstairs because
I can't see him.
Because I was supposed to have no kids today. I ended up with both kids and an extra dog. And I heard the other dog. So he's actually been laying on my bed this whole entire time. I can't do it for my show. He refuses to leave me alone for my show.
It's my soothing voice. No, I'm kidding. All right. Jim Shooter was the editor in very first issue. Later retcon Jody Shooter Craig in the DDP Declassified book. So someone said Marvel run. Yeah, it was in the first issue, but not properly introduced. Yeah. Original Night Force wearing in all black. Okay. Very cool. I don't know. I don't have anything else. I mean, it's a leak list. We have to sit and wait. We got 2. Shooter is going to be fun. Zombies is going to be polarizing. I love Alley Vipers are my shit. So I'll take all the colors. Shadow Tracker looks cool. Yeah.
I hope the Alley Vipers, they replace the legs because those, I didn't have a problem.
Same thing with the bat. Yeah. That problem.
I actually don't have a problem with the bat leg. But the problem with the Alley Viper is it was the leg with the shin guards. and you don't get the articulation with it. And it's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
I've never watched.
I speaking of guns and accessories, I had to throw this meme up there because it was from a few weeks ago, but I didn't get to chime in on it. But man, that's
I can't believe no one else did it.
You know what? This guy was like ready to be the face of the league, right? And so it's a shame to this guy is an unbelievable talent. I mean, he's like another Allen Iverson, another Kobe type, you know. He has that skill level, but obviously didn't have the brains there to know, or just he's a young guy or whatever, and he made him in video and made a mistake. I'm sure he's not thrilled about it. And then they put him on the sidelines. It really hurt his team because the Grizzlies, you know, not to get too sports, that kind of killed our last show. But yeah, it was you know, it's a shame what it was, but it is a funny thing. I love these things, by the way. I showed them off on another show, but they did a good job with the starting lineup. Especially for $30. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't again. I think they made a huge mistake. I think they made a huge mistake with the starting lineup going with current players.
Yep. Yeah, because now
Hall of Famers.
Did they take this off the website or no? He didn't like get. I mean, I don't know.
No, I don't know. But BBTS just put up another John Morant figure for like $200.
Wow, how cool is that? It's like translucent because I got the green screen and he's wearing green. That freaking freaky. That's freaking cool, man.
But again, like
Jason Tatum goes through me.
I mean, I know your viewership will drop as soon as you start talking about.
Oh, we're done. We're done anyway. They could leave now. This is the last thing. Actually, the last thing is this, man. I want to just tell everybody this was amazing, man. Thank you. I hadn't done the show in a while, maybe a month or so, or since the Super Bowl actually. So, man, this was a good time. Thank you.
Oh no, thank you for having me. I think, and again, I do appreciate it. Seriously, the YouTube thing has really. I think about it way too much. I just enjoy doing it.
Same. Yep.
But it's just kind of taken on its life of its own. Mm-hmm. But no, I definitely do appreciate it. I think, in my opinion, I don't get asked to be on a lot of shows, and I'm fine with that. And I think it's a lot. I think people want to be asked to be on your show, to be put on their show. But for me, like that Monday night show is just. It's just me talking, I'm more than happy to do other shows. It also means that I don't have to figure anything out. But come Thursday night, I got to figure out how to do this whole thing with someone. Because here he is. Come on, say hi, everyone. Come up here. Come on. There he is, guys. If you don't know Roman, here he is.
Roman.
Stop to think.
A bloodline.
All right, buddy. Go lay down for a little bit, like you have been for the past 3 hours.
Like, yeah, hey, just to chime in, I'll punk with toys. It was a blast talking all kind of things with you, man. It was fun, super guest. And you know what? You just brought up a great point at the end. It was like, you just got to do it just to get away and have fun. And you know what? I learned that tonight, not only with that statement, but just, I haven't done the show in a while because of things, but now I could just do the show. Just do the show. That's it. Just do it. Don't worry about it. Just do it. That's it.
Can I quickly plug my show for Monday?
Nope.
Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. So I try and do a theme normally because, again, if I'm going 3 hours by myself, listen, I might get to 2 hours and be like, holy shit, we're not even halfway done. But I've decided the theme of this show on Monday, as long as we get there, is really talking to the other YouTubers in the community. And it's kind of like the do's and don'ts and the whys. Why you should be doing certain things. And it's only stuff that I've learned by watching YouTubers that actually help teach other YouTubers what to do. Like why you do thumbnails, how you should do thumbnails, and different things like that. And there's a lot of YouTubers out there, especially in this community, that are they're scared of like the competition. And to me, it's like I don't care. Like if there's enough YouTube for all of us, I don't have to worry about you having a bigger show than me or me having a bigger show than you. There's more than enough that like no one says you can only watch one. You know?
Right. Well, we had to change nights because it Tuesday got crowded, but then it worked out in our favor because Hasbro did back-to-back streams on
Yeah.
Wednesday, and we owned Wednesday. I mean, there's Articulated Comic Book Art, which is a mammoth. I mean, they've been around.
Yeah.
Bug's a celebrity, you know, a viral YouTuber's a good guy. Chat with him on occasion. And I can't wait to have him on. And of course, Fabster is with them, and they're a beast, and they go long. So it's like I'm not going to wait till they're done because everyone's going to be in bed.
Yep.
So we're going to, but other than that, if in the Joe crowd, we kind of have Wednesday and we cover everything. But I'm just saying, I'm happy with it. But sometimes you gotta be smart. If you got too many people on Tuesday, you got to move. But I understand where you're coming from as well.
But you know, it's like you guys don't know this if you've never done live streams, but we can see how many people, like when you're doing the show, you can see how many people are watching. And I know the moment I start talking about Motu, it goes down. And I talk Gargoyles, it goes down.
Right.
And then when I start talking G.I. Joe, people start tuning back in because they're obviously clicking back and forth. So I watch how everything goes up and down. But there's just a lot of things that, like, I think that rather than being competition, or some people, like, I don't think you think that, and I don't think there's a lot of people that do, but there are some people that specifically I've been told, like, hey, they looked at everyone as competition. That's why we're not together anymore. But yeah, so I like again, if you do YouTube, if you want to do it, if you want to do a stream or whatever, like tune in. I'm gonna try and help you guys out, like the things that I've learned, and I'm gonna put links to the YouTubers that I watch that just they help and just they don't ask you for money. That's, you know, the moment a YouTuber that's like, hey, you want to get more views, you want to get more subscribers, listen to these 10 things. And then they get the last one and they're like, if you subscribe, you know, if you buy my thing, you know, for this much, you know, like I know I'm not paying for anything. YouTube is paying you. You have more than enough other ways to make money that you don't need to ask for me to get YouTubers. You know who pays for subscribers? Viper Island.
And with that note, because it's funny, every time I've done this show, I've had a segment of Viper Island, and I actually forgot this week, and you said his name right at the end, and we're going to end right there, right under the 2.5 hour mark. Lawrence, Punk with Toys, it's been a pleasure, man, and I can't thank you enough. And tune in, A Punk with Toys on Monday, and tune in every Wednesday for a toy kind of mood. I think we're at 6 o'clock now, 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. And we have the Terradrome whenever that can be. Mostly on Thursdays, might be once or twice a month, and a toy kind of mood at night. Might be a Friday, maybe a Saturday. Doesn't matter. You know where to find us at a toy kind of mood. For a toy kind of mood at night, Travis Moody and Punk with Toys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time in the toy aisle. And I gotta set this up again.